Another edition of the RF Video Shoot interview series. Today we're joined by none other than Jeff Hardy, one of the Hardy Boys. Thank you for being here.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Definitely, thank you. I guess my first question was how you got started in the wrestling business.
Oh man, it's a story I've told a lot. My brother and I basically watched WrestleMania 4, and Macho Man won the title in the tournament. So, we both said, hey, we want to do that, man. And we went out to the forest, cut some trees down and put them around a trampoline and put some ropes up, garden hose as ropes, and started having little shows, man. And at first we would really shoot, we would wrestle, but then that led to choreographing matches and emulating what we would see on TV, and that led to this.
So you're a big wrestling fan growing up, basically.
Oh, basically, yeah.
Cool. What promotions did you watch growing up?
We seen mostly WCW, like more than we would see WWF, because we were South, we seen a lot of Ric Flair, and we heard a lot of woo, and WWF was just like the Mac Daddy. It was like this show that we didn't see that much, but it did come to Fayetteville like one time, and I remember seeing Andre the Giant. That was pretty mind blowing to see him in real life. It was great.
How old were you when you first started watching?
Well, I was when was WrestleMania 4?
WrestleMania 4, well, one was what, 84? Around 80, 87, 88 maybe?
So I was probably like, I think 10 or something.
Okay.
I was born in 77, I think.
Ha!
Yeah, something like that. 10, 12, 13.
So you basically, when you were little, you said, oh, I want to be a wrestler when I grow up.
Oh yeah, yeah. And it really set in like around the teen years, whenever, like later, when I started actually like developing talent, and I could feel myself developing, a passion to do it, and that really, whenever we like made ourselves, whenever we said to ourselves, we are going to do this, we would die before we did.
What was TWF?
At first it was Trampoline Wrestling Federation, and then it was Teens Wrestling Federation.
Basically backyard type
Backyard,
deal?
oh yeah. Not as violent as the stuff you see on TV.
Did you guys like do crazy stuff on the trampoline? Was that how you got it?
Oh yeah, and I think that leads to a lot of our aerial, especially earlier in the Hardy Boys tag team, days. I mean, that's totally why we were the acrobats at that time.
Were there any particular wrestlers back then that you tried to pattern yourself after?
Yeah, I was like a combination of Sting from WCW and the Ultimate Warrior from WWF at the time, because I would run to the ring and I loved the Warrior's entrance mainly, but I would love it when Sting would go, ow! And all the girls would scream and the pain on the face, so I was the combo with him.
Was there any time like you guys said, all right, it's time to go get trained, we want to get into this business the legit way and stuff?
Yeah. At one point we kind of felt we had to do that because we were hurting each other and we had no idea. I remember the left side was the biggest thing. And Stallion was where we finally learned. Matt was the first to like dive in his ocean of rip-offs and Matt's the free shows, but we learned everything with him and George South doing shows for them, and we wouldn't have got to WWF if it wasn't for him. So we owe him a lot actually, but he would rip us off.
As far as what?
Oh, booking fees, man. We would get paid $100 in WWF at the time. It was back when they were doing 3 like Monday Night Raws on Monday night, and then they would do Tuesday and Wednesday. Man, we'd get $150 and he would take $100 from us each night, and we would drive from like North Carolina to here, and he was racking up on the money. But we didn't care, dude. It was the best to us, man. I mean, we were on TV. I was like a junior telling people I was going to be on TV next week. That was pretty cool in high school.
That's awesome.
So that was awesome.
Who were some of the guys that you first started working with? As far as when you first went in to do jobs and shit like that.
Oh, the first match I ever had was with Scott Hall, and Matt was key to. Matt was on the live Monday Night Raw that night, I remember, and I thought, man, so much was going. I was the first one to go out of the whole group, so I was tore up. Man. The cuss words on this thing.
You could do whatever you want to shoot, so curse definitely.
And man, I was tore the hell up, dude. And I remember going out there, and it was a dream, man. It really was, man. And he beat the living shit out of me, man. And I was about to cry, man, when I came back, because he was mad for some reason too that day. But I took a decent beating, and it was a little weird, all the selling and jumping around a bit, but like, it was kind of original, I guess. And the next night, I ended up at that time after that match, I hated it, man. I mean, it broke my heart almost, man. But then the next night, I wrestled Sean Lawman, 1-2-3 Kid at the time, and we had a real good match because he was more my size and refilled my soul.
Now, as far as training before you actually got up to WWE and stuff like that, what was training like?
It was pretty much out of control. It wasn't like in control or anything. It was like ourselves teaching. I mean, we would learn from Stallion the basics that we needed to know. Like for instance, for example, working the left. That was something we had no idea until we got there. And once we learned the main things that we needed to know, man, we just kind of ballooned ourselves into pretty good wrestlers, man. But when the camps came along, man, I mean, that totally like tested our technical and our mat work, you know, once again.
So who do you think basically was your mentor early on? As far as teaching psychology and stuff like that.
Yeah, I would have to say it was probably, I'll give it to Michael Hayes, man. If that's, because I mean, we met him like right around the time we first started doing jobs, and it was kind of like he's seen us, and when he seen something in us right away, and it wasn't nothing that you really can explain, it's just something you kind of feel, you know?
Right.
Like that bond of connection, and what that led to as far as, you know, him and like us. I mean, he was our wrestling daddy, and still thinks he is, and we learned so much from him, man. And we took care of him, you know, on the road, because he's a wrestler. When he's a pro wrestler, he's wide open.
What were some of the early promotions that you actually worked for early on in your career before Omega?
And this could be, I remember Steve Carino had some, you know, Steve.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't remember what it was called, but he lived down in somewhere near us for a while, and that was NWA 2000, I think is what it was called. And we would do like some shows in Raleigh. This was a pretty popular hardcore show out in Sylva, North Carolina. It's like the mountains, man. It was like the deepest and darkest valleys, man, guys, the fans will be up against the apron with weapons. It was, when you see the videos, like, it's crazy looking. You could not go outside because it was a small. But that was kind of our first vibe of like going into a little building and there only being 10 people there.
Right.
And then you know, 2 months later, there'll be like 300 jam packed in there, and that was kind of cool because we built it and we felt that you know, it was our talent that brought them in there. So that was cool. And that was NCW.
How did Omega Wrestling start?
That was our mass brainstorm. We had done a few things before that. I think the one right before that was in FWA, and for some reason that got canceled. Matt really wanted to do something, you know, that sounded kind of different, and that was different. And then that Omega, like he came up with each, you know, word for the Omega or whatever, original, modern, extreme graphic. I don't remember what it was, but it was something like that. And like it was strange, man, but it caught on, man. I think there's some more little cult followings, and like Travis tapes, and like Will of the Wisp was a masking that I loved to do. People really got into it, and it was fun, man. It was a good time.
Basically, you and Matt were basically the head bookers of the promotion. Right?
Yeah, and Matt did most of the work. I would mainly just like Matt lived off sponsorships, man, for shows. I mean, I was still working at the time, like landscaping or whatever, but Matt would make his money off sponsor. He worked, you know, hard. That's all he did. That's all he's ever done.
What kind of style did you think the promotion would be when it first started?
I knew it would be like, at that point we were really starting to we had just started breaking tables and stuff, man. We had just seen like Sabu doing that where he gets mad, breaking tables, and man, that blew our minds, man. So naturally that got our, you know, minds working, and we were like breaking tables and getting a little more violent. It was a hardcore type. But then the Lucha Libre was there too. Like that was big. I loved that when I first seen them. And Rey Mysterio, Psychosis in ECW.
Right. This is probably 94, 95 then. Right?
Yeah, that's about that time. Yeah, man, that was some breakthrough stuff, and it really kind of like made me want to, you know, go to Mexico.
What were some of your goals when you first started?
Girls? Oh, they're awesome.
What were some of your early goals when Omega started?
Oh, man, I think it's probably the goal of like every like independent that really loves and has a passion for the business, man. It was to be like in competition with Vince McMahon and doing pay-per-views, and one day like getting there to, man, and that's far-fetched, and because it's so hard to put on a show. I mean, there's so much to it that people they have no idea. Like fans, as far as like, man, shoot, there's been so many people that I know that have tried to put on indie shows just because they think they can do it and it's so easy. But yeah, well, I've drifted away from that question.
I was just asking you what some early goals were with you and Omega and your brother.
Oh yeah, just to be the best and be up there with Vince McMahon and on TV, and like, you know, but that never happened.
What happened at the first show you guys had with Manny Fernandez?
Oh, that was pretty creepy, like for Matt mainly, because he was. I think we were in Sanford, but he was booked in Stanford, like
Right.
or some little town like that, similar sounding. He comes in and he's the shoe fighter, you know, or whatever, and we knew that's all we knew him as, is like him fucking people up, man, like right and left. And so he comes in talking about how he was booked and he needs to wrestle, and then the Hurricane, you know, he was there, and his partner at the time, Mike Maverick. That's how, like Manny found out about the show at a show that the night before or something they were on, and they said they had nothing to do with like him knowing about it or whatever. But Matt had to finally say, hey, look, man, you're not, we don't got room, man. Plus, I don't got money to pay you, man. I mean, you're just gonna have to leave or whatever. So he stood up to him, and Manny, like, we thought he was gonna knock the hell out of Matt, you know, or something. But like he said, well, that's kind of fucked up. You got a place where I can set up my gimmicks.
Huh.
and he said it was gimmicks, he sold gimmicks, and it was cool.
How did you come up with the name Willow the Wisp?
It's a Marvel Comics like character that I seen in Marvel Universe. I think he was involved in a lot of Spider-Man comic books. I spelled it different, and I think there's some kind of, I know that I can't explain it perfectly, but there's some kind of like legend behind some swamp and phosphorus gas or some shit, and it just sounded cool to me. Like, and the way the look developed was like, it was really cool, man. It just, he basically makes no sense, and that's what I love about it. It's so easy to do a promo and just sound intense and everything, but it don't make it don't have to make sense to be good to him.
So basically, you like working that gimmick better than Jeff Hardy back then?
Oh yeah, man. And people like it was kind of the in betweener, man. Like now, you know, it's kind of hard to like a bad guy and a good guy, man. Heel on his face or whatever. It's kind of hard to. It's not like it used to be, you know. It's like cool now to drink beer and like fuck people up, you know, like, and that's what people cheer for. But at that time, it was kind of like the in-betweener feel for me, and it wasn't the baby face, but it wasn't the heel. It wasn't like I could just be, man, I was so released. And actually, man, when I put that mask on, man, I just, I feel like it's inside of me, man. Like it's a very good release for me, like just to be, you know, different and feel like a little supernatural or something. Yeah, really.
How did you come up with some of the other characters that you worked as?
Oh man, in those TWF days, we were so many apiece, man. Like I was about 10 and Matt was about 10. We were just like, we would just sit around and do that, man, and think what we could wear that would be different. Like Matt would be, at least I would always have something on my face to make me look. He'd be like two different characters and be exposing his face.
Right.
I mean, but yeah, we were so into that, man. We've always been like original. That's been a big part of our whole careers, man. Like I hate when we would go to an independent show and see somebody running an Undertaker gimmick. I mean, man, you're never gonna do anything if you're not. Do something. You gotta do something that makes sense and be original. We've always been like, with moves too. We've always, you know, wanted that to be first.
What are some of your early memories of some of your matches with your brother in Omega Wrestling?
Man, the best match ever. I actually watched it about a month ago, man. Was with the Serial Thrillers, which was Hurricane and Mike Maverick. It was at Wendell, I think it was in Wendell, North Carolina. We were wearing the daisy tights and everything, and that was the first time we actually wore heels because it was their high school. It was, man, we were out and it was so awesome. Man, I did like a fancy move and got up, ran over and kissed Matt right on the lips.
Ha!
And the crowd was so into it. And like, I've wrestled so much, you know, since then you kind of just forget about those, man. And I was like, damn, that's good, man. That was fun, you know, that was so fun. And man, we had a lot of fun, that's for sure. And Matt, like, if he ever had to, like, the chance to, like, spend a lot of money and run a promotion, that's, after he gets through wrestling, man, he will be, like, in wrestling until he dies, like, storyline. He'll be an agent, man. He'll be a great agent.
I was going to ask you as far as that, what did you learn when you were booking back then? As far as
basically that I didn't want to book, man. I didn't want that. Was that? I just wanted to wrestle and get paid. Man. I mean, because I've always been involved in other things, like doing that and, you know, other things. But yeah, I'm serious. And when I said, and man, Matt worked his ass off, and I wanted to just, my main part in Omega, like, was running two characters and keeping them which I did a really good job at, and keeping the selling different in each character and the voice, and you know, that's tough, man. Like, just because there's been so many moves done and everything, you just have different moves for each gimmick. That was my main thing, and Matt always, man, he would make sure, because he always loved that I would do that, and every night, you know, I would do it, wrestle twice, no matter what.
Did you like working your brother down there? basically?
Oh yeah, man, I've always loved him. Yeah, man, I like working with him as a team though a lot better because man, it's hard for us to have a match and not getting a real fight. I mean, it really is, man, because he is crazy. He is so crazy. I mean, I know a lot of people say I'm the crazy one, and sure, when I'm the one now that's currently, unemployed and all that, it kind of looks like that. But anyway, Matt, man, he will, God, not sure with your brother you're going to be rougher.
Right.
But man, when we wrestled that last time we did a little feud thing, God, we were killing each other. But I love it, man. It's great to be with you, man. It's awesome.
What are some of your favorite matches in Omega?
Probably, we did a bunch of ladder matches, man, that were really good. Matt, my favorite overall was probably like this 2 out of 3 falls match. It was this gimmick match. It was like the first fall was, I think, submission. The second fall was, what was the second fall? Like hardcore maybe, and then the third fall was like ladder. And that was the match where I unmasked myself. It was right when we were, quitting Omega like altogether. And that was awesome, man. And like, because the entrance, there was a bunch of boys that came out, and it was just real emotional, like for me, just pulling the mask off in front of everybody. Because we did a whole deal where it looked like he was gonna. The match was that he had to pull. It was like something title versus mask, I think. And I ended up winning, so I didn't have to pull my mask off, but I did it anyway.
Right.
It was real cool, man. And I went all left Bill, went up in the woods and was crying and stuff, man, just because it was emotional. And that's a good thing, man. It really is. And, those are some, man. I hope that happens in WWE, honestly, one day. The whole Willow thing, that'd be great. I really feel that it would be great.
Did they ever approach you about doing that there?
No, I don't even know if they've seen it, actually. I mean, unless they've seen, like, some just tapes, that's been traded or whatever. But
I guess you guys supplied them with the footage where they aired when you did the Sting gimmick and all. Because I remember them showing that on TV one time.
Oh, yeah, because that's on a video.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they've seen, like, the little character. They've never said anything about it. I'm Mr., I don't know, the little girls will have, and I'm Mr., heart.
They got to show your face.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't want me, the last thing they want me to send a mask, I guess.
How did Shane Helms and Shannon Moore end up in Omega? And what were they like early on in their careers?
Shannon was like, whenever we went to, when I went to high school, I was like Matt was a senior when I was a freshman. Same thing with Shannon. That's when me and Shannon really started hanging out.
Right.
And Shannon, that's when he really started wanting to wrestle, but he was so little, and man, I remember Matt was just like, Matt was on the weight gainer and the amino acids and everything, trying to put on size. It was still kind of a big thing. You had to be kind of big to be a wrestler. And Shannon was so little, and he had a feeling like he couldn't do it, but I knew he always wanted to do it because he always wanted to do like anything I would do. And I just like started training him, man, and like that's real cool to see somebody you've actually kind of trained and to see him like do good like he's doing now. We met Shane at some indie show. Just we were actually there to watch it. We were kind of just trying to make connections at the time, like just going to shows, giving demo tapes out, silly man, all the good. And that's when we met Shane. And he was a toothpick. He was like a toothpick, man. He was so skinny and little, and we were like, man, yeah, this guy's kind of like a mutant or something, man. He fitting right through. But yeah, and then we met him, and really, Matt and him really hit it off. Like they had a lot in common, and we were good. We worked good together.
What was Shane Helms like back then, as far as like a person?
He's always been kind of a shooter, man. Like, God, man, like a badass shooter. Like, if somebody says something, he's gonna fight. Like, and back then he was like wide open. Like, he wanted to like wrestle or fight all the time, man. That's what it was all about. And he was a badass, man. That's for sure. He was a little dude. He was, badass.
How about Shannon? What was he like outside the ring?
Shannon was a little more like me. He was kind of like more quiet, and just kind of crazy, like. He was more into the motorcycles and stuff at the time, and yeah, man, people always used to call him Little Jetty Boy, so they always like that. So they called him that. So it was pretty cute, but yeah, he was more like me, Matt, and Shane was more like Matt.
Was there anyone in Omega back then that you thought had the talent to make it but never made it? Maybe the Dupps or somebody, or?
Man, it is surprising how many people did like go on to have jobs and then.
Joey Adams, I think, was down there too, right?
Yeah, man. That's what I was about to mention him. Did you ever meet him?
Yeah, I know.
Dude, he was awesome, man.
He had a good look.
Man, ego. He had such an ego problem, man. It went to his head so fast, man. At least that's. I mean, and it's easy to do. I mean, it's easy to happen. I mean, and I can understand how it happens, but I mean, God, it went to his head so fast. He was just out of control. So they sent him to Memphis, and then that just made him worse.
Okay.
And now it's, man, it's a if you seen him now, man, you wouldn't believe him. He's so little, man. Sad. It's pretty sad.
As far as Omega, did you ever think it was going to get bigger, or did you think it was just going to maintain the level that it maintained?
Yeah, I always had hopes of us like one day having a TV, show or something. But I knew that was a lot to, do before we did that. And then when we'd sign there was a time when whenever we were doing the jobs, man, like whenever I would do a job, man, I was ready to die, man. I mean, I would do. I mean, that's how I felt. And that was my whole attitude. To where I said, somebody's going to remember me, man, in this job. I mean, I know I'm not going to win anything, but I'm going to make somebody remember Jeff Hardy. And that's where all the bumps like came in. It's crazy, man. And that's how I felt, man. And Matt felt a lot like that too. We were just determined, like. I mean, I think the first day we walked into the WWF, I mean, we wanted to be there. Naturally, I mean, because it was so mind-blowing, man. I don't know to get it. And I think Matt just knew he was killing himself trying to run those shows, I mean, God, how great would it be to be a worker in the WWF? And it's so weird to be there. Especially in my position like right now, because you get tired of it. I mean, not everybody, but I mean, I got so, oh my God, burnt out. At the same time, it's a great job, man. God, it's a dream, man.
Right.
It really is. And it's so weird, like, but it's not like I left on any bad terms or anything, because I didn't. And it's great that I departed the way
I'm definitely going to ask you about that
which
later.
we'll get into. It's good, yeah, because I'll wait for that.
Cool.
Finish these questions. Yeah, I've been up for long. Yeah, let's do it.
Music City Wrestling, how'd you get there?
What's that? That's Tennessee?
Yeah, I think Burt Prentice ran it.
Oh.
Burt.
Good. How did we get there? I think, I honestly don't remember how we got there.
Any memories of Music City? If not,
I
it's no
remember
big.
that long drive, but I don't know how we got that hooked up. I'm pretty sure it was something like through that Chris Hammock or something.
Okay.
Somebody that we knew, man, that lived out in that Tennessee area.
Okay.
It was from we did them hardcore shows. So that was out near the Tennessee line, so it was something like that.
Cool. Any memories that stick out in your head, or is it just another territory?
No, because we didn't do too many shows.
Okay.
I think there was a little local. Did they have TV, like local TV?
Yeah, they did.
I think we did. There. It seems like Willow Dynamo me and Shannon had a little match that was pretty good. People like, I remember Tom Pritchard said he'd seen it because he lived out in that area.
Right.
Or something. And yeah, you guys are good. I've seen that match on TV. It's kind of cool to be on. That was one of the first times we were on TV. A local independent TV.
How did you end up working for Victor Quiñones? I know you did IWA Puerto Rico.
Oh yeah, that man. Well,
It was a junior tournament, I believe.
Yeah, and that was when I lost the belt over there.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I went to Japan for him like that first time as Willow. Because I had this demo tape that I was sent, the Willow demo tape. It was
Right.
pretty crazy, man. It was like, man, it was more than just wrestling. Like it was walks through the woods, man, and then like poetry type stuff. It was pretty strange, but there was one. I think the reason he liked me, man, is because there's this one scene in this music video I made of this song, man, where I'm like, it's kind of looks like a drag queen gimmick, but it's a gimmick. It's a Willow video, but it shows me sitting like naked, like. Brian Pillman was sitting like that. That's the reason I did it, because it was back when Brian Pillman did the ECW pro. Those things were so cool.
Oh, they were great vignettes.
Oh
Yeah.
man!
When
And
he's-
there was one when he was sitting naked, or a lot of times.
Yeah.
And I was sitting just like that with some shit on my face and everything. And yeah, Victor's little. I think you know what I'm saying.
Right.
And I think that he might have liked that, because he would always joke about it, and he kind of creeped me out. But I went over there by myself, man. That was great for me, dude. I mean, just getting out there on my own and. Man, cause that was pretty big going. That was my first time overseas. Like, and I remember waking up and looking out the window of that plane, man. I was like, oh my God, where am I? I'm by myself, and I'm about to get out here on this airport in Japan. I'm by myself. But that was a great experience, man. Great experience. Matt's in Japan right now?
Yeah.
So those shows should be awesome.
As far as Japan, when you got over there, what was the working conditions like, and as far as the style, how did that compare to working in the States, and how did you adjust to it?
It was. I'd seen tapes, man. I'd seen how at the time, like, it was so quiet in the ring, man. It was so weird, man. Like, cause you know how they would. It used to. And now it's kind of like been revolutionized. Because the last time I was over there with WWE, man, they were like our American fans, throwing shit and like
Right.
real rowdy. But yeah, that was so weird. It was so quiet, like that. It was that applause gimmick, and it was cool. It was real cool. I mean, I was in Japan, man. Gee whiz, man. I won that. What belt was that? The IWA?
Yes.
yeah, I won that belt, and I was like, man, this is big, because my dad was, yeah, Jeffrey, I'm sure he was not around Cameron telling all the time, yeah, he's over in Japan wrestling in damn China, he's going to win a belt over there. And he was proud of that, man, because when you got a belt, it looks cool on you, and you know it's a champion. And that was a big deal for me, man. That's something that I did before Matt did, it was great.
Was it hard working the style, the Japanese style, or were you?
No, the two guys I worked, man, actually I worked 2 shows with them, man. It was great. I was able. I mean, I pretty much worked out with them at their school or whatever. And pretty much it was I put together their own match. I mean, and that's pretty cool, man. And they were so respectful, man, as you can imagine. They were so respectful.
You also worked for Victor down in Puerto Rico. I think you did the junior tournament. I know a lot of guys from there, like Super Crazy. I think was down there. Tajiri,
Yeah,
Christopher Daniels.
I worked Super Crazy.
Yeah.
And that's the main reason I went was to drop that title because he wanted to get it because we were just starting WWF TV or something, and he wanted to get it off me on to somebody else. So yeah, Puerto Rico was kind of cool, man. I walked out to the beach, I was kind of scared, and like somebody might be out, ghost or girls or murderers or something.
Or down in San Juan.
Yeah, because I always heard that no, they don't walk to the beach at night. But it was pretty cool. I know the fans were crazy. They would beat on the bands and all that. Was nuts.
A different style down there. I think it's real. So.
Yeah, it was hot and just damn rough, man. God, they hit real hard and everything.
Now, how did you get into a WWF? I guess I know you were in there early on, but how did you get your main job when you first started with the company?
Let's see. We did jobs for like 3 or 4 years, I think, before they finally did say, hey, these guys got some potential. Bruce Pritchard was the one to inform us that we were going to get offered developmental deals.
Right.
In our book, and there's a lot of good little stories in there about all that stuff. And man, Jason and I think Marty was with us at that trip on that trip, and I remember it was so hard to come back because we had all, that's what we dreamed, man. We were this time, man, what if we could sign this time? But so, we weren't thinking about who we might work that night or day or whatever. Like we'd be like, man, what if we got signed, dude? And whenever me and Matt got signed, it was like, man, it was hard to tell them because it was hard to swallow for them. Man, but we were like, oh God, this is crazy. But I think that's what got us hired, man. Basically, it's always it was pretty obvious that we were giving our lives to each match we did, man, and we loved the business and we wanted it.
Now, before you actually went there, I think it was, you actually worked ECWA's Super 8 tournament in '99.
So, is that
Jim Kettner?
Yeah, Jim Kettner. Crowbar. What's his name?
Devin Storm.
Devin Storm. Yeah. I think I got eliminated the first match.
Any memories that stand out from that show, or?
You know what? The first thing that pops in my mind, man. I mean, is that kid that I think he died. Like, did he have cancer?
Yeah.
Man, he was what an inspiration, man. Like he was just meeting people like that, and then seeing the love for the business, for the wrestling in their eyes, man. But then, man, that's awesome, man. And it makes you really appreciate what you have. That just popped in my mind. That's the first thing I think about when I think that I could care less about him winning the tournament or whatever. It's just like seeing him enjoy, wrestling. Because man, I remember what he was wearing was crazy, and he was diving around,
Right. He was
going off, and he was respectful of me, and I've never felt like I'm some big star, and I've always felt like I've never felt like I've been upgraded to something like superstar level, man. And he was just so inspirational. So was that Tenacious C, and that's pretty impressive to hop the ropes, and that's real impressive.
Paul Heyman. Did you ever talk to him about coming to ECW, because ECW was around back then before he went over to WWF?
You think he'll see this? He'll probably end up seeing this.
I don't know. You can say what you want on
You know
Paul.
what? Oh, you might have ruined my career, man. You pinned me at this one match we had. You remember that pay-per-view? And man, I was a huge ECW fan, man. I mean, God, I could have cared less. I mean, a lot of people that night. I don't remember which pay-per-view it was.
Right.
Do you remember when he?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It was him and Brock, and a lot of people. God, I can't help but feel like a lot of people were thinking, man, I can't believe he beat you, man. That's gonna ruin you. He makes you look weak. But man, I mean, that's never the case. I think he's cool, man. I mean, he's never done anything wrong to me, and he's always been real respectful, and I respect him for doing what he did with ECW. I mean, that's pretty impressive feat to get where he got.
Did you ever have any dealings with Paul beforehand, like as far as when he was in ECW? Like, did you ever
No.
con? Oh, okay, that's what.
Sandman though. Sandman called me like, I sent a Willow tape to Bill Alfonso, I think.
Right.
And he called me all drunk one night. Yo,
Ha.
is this Willow? This is Bill Alfonso and Sandman. Yeah, kid, we like your tape. What is that mask you wear? That's a funny gimmick. We like it. We want to get you up here. But that led to like Matt being involved and Jason. And when the time came for us to come to Philadelphia, we came to Soul City Wrestling.
Oh God.
And I mean, it had nothing to do with ECW.
Right,
because
right.
I guess Sandman at the time was having a little falling out with Paul. But the whole time he talked like it was ECW. And he had some big international dream that he was going to do this big tour. And that's what it was all about. It was our tryout match for that. And I'll never forget him saying, it's this thing, y'all go out there, do you mean no punching, no kicking, because you're punching and kicking's the shits. And so he didn't want to punch or kick in our tryout match here, and I wrestled Matt, and Matt about broke his neck, man, because we did that, we broke it like sunset flip spot, and he landed right on his head.
That's for Soul City.
Yeah, that was from
Wow.
Soul City, man. And God almighty, man. Yeah, and it wasn't even for ECW, but that's the closest I think we came to ECW. That would have been interesting to see us, what would happen in ECW if we would ever did that before we did this.
Any talks with WCW ever?
No, the closest we got to that was other than like going to a WCW show and waiting out back for something to happen.
All right.
Like when wrestlers would come to the car or something. Matt was on that. They had some kind of challenge where you send in little demo tapes of the interviews, and he was on that one night as doing his high voltage gimmick. You stupid, sorry, sniveling, silly. He was doing his Michael Hayes gimmick. You must have just stepped out of a coma or something like that. But he was on TV, and that's pretty cool. But he never got a call.
Is it true you lied about your age ever when you first got into business?
Yeah, the stallion made me, man. He basically held a gun to my head and said, you tell him you're 18 years old and your daddy wrote you a letter. No, but he did. And he told me to tell. I was 16 when I did that. And now it's nothing but a laugh, man. Like when JR finally, I'll never forget when JR finally first heard it. Like, God, he was just like, oh my God. Dang, that's something else. But, God, I was scared half to death. I mean, lying about my age, and I mean, God, last thing I want to do is lie. I've already get the fuck beat out of me by Scott Hall. And now, I mean, what if they find out that I'm only 16? I mean, God, my bridges are burning. But anyway, it's great that it worked out like it did.
When you first got into WWE, did they send you anywhere as far as more training?
I don't know when we went to the 2 camps. I don't know at what point we went to them, but it was like after we had signed. I think that was the first thing we did because it was a while before we got on TV.
Was it Dory's camps?
Yeah, it was when Dory was around. I think they did like 8 of them maybe or something. But Edge was in them like early on. And Kurt Angle was in them with us, man. We were in Kurt's first one, which was our second one, I think. So that was pretty cool. That was a hell of a learning experience. We'd go up to San Francisco for a week, man, and just, oh my God, it was brutal.
As far as just bumps, yeah.
I remember being so sore, man. I did that reverse 450 one night, and I was just so drained, knocked myself out, man. But yeah, it was a great learning experience, mainly for the technical stuff because I needed it. I know bad, like, because I was so scared, like when we'd have to run through like all these different scientific holes and stuff, and like, but I learned a lot, you know. And I did pretty good, man.
Did anybody try to work exceptionally stiff with you at all because you were smaller than them, or besides Scott Hall?
It always felt like it, man. It always felt like this is why this is how I always felt that the other guy was thinking, man, you little puny punk, you don't need to be in here, and they would just beat the hell out. But you got to prove to them that you can take a beating. That's one of the first things that you got to be able to put up with some pain to be a wrestler, man. And that's you get respect for people like that, man. And it's so good to see wrestling with all shapes and sizes now, compared to like just back in the days when if you weren't 250 pounds, you weren't gonna be a wrestler. So it's great to see like Tenacious C coming in and like drop kicking Big Show.
I guess at what point did they actually sign you to contracts?
I think it was June of man, I think 99 or 2000. I want to say. It seems like it was June of 99 or 2000.
Did they make you any promises at the time?
No, because the developmental at the time was just like a 3-year or a 2-year developmental or something. But before that was even over, we ended up signing more our full-time thing or whatever, which was a 5-year, 3-year negotiable or whatever. That shit's so crazy in writing, man. it's like it's one-sided and weird. No. But yeah, I don't. It was like a year and a half, I think, into that development when we got our full-time contract.
What did you think of their ideas for your gimmick, your first gimmick? That you had?
Like as Hardy Boys.
Yeah.
I think Matt was making our tights. That was pretty. It was pretty neat that they got the sewing, and he had a natural talent for making tights, and naturally they got attention because they were always wild, looking and bright. But I think Russo was still. I think it was Russo's idea to like make us up, man. Whenever we first got with Michael Hayes, because he came into the building and said, "Y'all, I'm gonna be with y'all. We gotta go get some clothes because your look's gonna change." And Russo had said he wants to see hair in the face and like something different on the body or whatever.
I was going to ask you, what did you think when they put Michael with you as your manager?
Oh man, it was great. Man, we knew we was about to get our chance, man, and that chance, I mean, was mainly being on Raw at the time. Well, if you got on Raw, you would win the show. I mean, that was the show. And man, we went to the mall, man, and bought them kickboard pants, and I felt so weird and so kind of embarrassed, but man, like. And now I can imagine, wrestling anything else. And after going to some indie shows and seeing how it's caught on with like other kids like wearing baggy pants, kind of, because I think that's kind of becoming more Hardy Boy pants. Like, I don't know, he's wearing some Hardy Boy pants, because that was kind of new at the time.
Right. As far as Michael Hayes, you said you're a big fan of Michael.
But yeah, Freebirds, man. I love the Freebirds. Him and Jimmy Garvin mainly is what I saw. And like I said, there was something between us, man. We had some kind of bond, and he was always so cool, and he helped us out a lot. And man, he was like reborn, like when he was on the road with us. It was so cool to see that, man. To be fans of him, and like, God, after each show, the way he was wide open, drinking and pissing on me and everything, it was crazy. But that really showed us like respect and like, God, man, you might be alive. I mean, how were you when you were 21, man? Back in the early days, but he's a great man. His mind, man. It's wrestling, man.
What did he actually teach you as far as
Psychology. I would say psychology, man. The basic skeleton of a match. But I mean, regardless, I think everybody's going to kind of have their own form of that once they learn so much. And like, I know I do, and mine's like. Mine gets it don't even get attention sometimes, like with presentation of spots or something, like of what I think is kind of cool and kind of makes sense. And man, it's like people just hear something they think might not be possible. And he's crazy, dude. That you don't break your neck. To where I don't see it as that dangerous or whatever, But anyway, I think each wrestler that gets to the point, they get to a point where they have their own kind of style naturally and their own psychology. It's not just one set way to do a match, I don't think. And as far as making sense and everything, I mean, I think there's one thing. I mean, as long as it grows, and I don't see nothing wrong with every now and then just switching it up and swerving people, like doing something big at first, and then you can do anything as far as psychology goes. I don't know if there's one set psychology. I don't think there is. I think there's so many different styles, and I think it'd be boring if there was just one, and everybody was the same, and that suck.
Did any of the road agents ever tell you to tone your style down as far as taking crazy bumps and stuff like that?
Man, I see a lot of that, like on the internet and everything about, Jeff was mad. He didn't get to work his style. That's not really. I mean, a little bit. Yeah, they did. They would say like, no way, and they would always. I would have to clear stuff with them. A lot of people jumping off a ladder or whatever. But a lot of times they would have the ideas, man, and ask me if I could do it. So I wouldn't say that. We tone ourselves down, man, over time, man, because you basically have to, man. I mean, because it's a change, man. When you go from wrestling like 2 times a month to wrestling, God almighty, 4 times a week, man, it is mind blowing of how your body starts to feel. And just the job is just, man, you're flying every morning. It's pretty crazy, man.
I'm definitely gonna ask you about that too later on.
Okay.
What are your memories of the tag match you had against Rob Van Dam and Sabu when they came in?
Was that in that little bar in Greenville?
I think so.
It was pretty. This is a pretty funny story, man. Did you read our book?
No, I didn't read it out.
Yeah, man, I want to read it. Man.
I do want to read it.
But Sabu was like scarred up, right?
Right.
And I love Sabu, man. He was like the man, but at the same time he was kind of a maniac too. I didn't know how he really was. And we talked about some shit. They kind of got there late, I think, and they were selling the hell out of some gimmicks, so we didn't get to talk that much about a match. And we basically went out there and just shot and just called it
Called
out
in
there.
there.
Me and Sabu we were fighting out in the crowd, and man, RVD was doing moonsaults off a pool table or something. This is the ECU. This is like party school. Like these young punks are out there all. Man, they were crazy. Me and Sabu getting there some glass, and I'm going, oh god, this motherfucker's gonna cut me. Because man, I'm sitting here, I'm seeing all these scars, I'm seeing that armband, and I always thought that was real cool. And oh man, then that glass, and this is what he said: "It's fucking glass, let's get out of here." And that was so awesome, man. And, oh wow, this isn't a huge show. You know, like, maybe he's not like that anymore. Those scars are just like past experiences or something. Man. He's cool.
He also worked Rob, I guess, in Raw when WWE allowed ECW wrestlers to come in.
Yeah, he was that one, Mr. Monday Night?
Yes.
Yeah, man, I did the job. I always did the job to Rob. Always did the job to Rob. Nah, but man, as far as our psychology and man, I love Rob, man, he's awesome, and I love working him, man. He's probably my, and aside from like all his TLC matches and like Ancient Christian, I mean, those are great matches, but man, single wise, man, I've worked on RVD like every day, man, that'd be great. And he's a cool dude, man. We have a lot of common. And RVD, did you ever see this, man? Thank you for fucking letting me do the job, man. Every time, man. Like it's 6 times now, dog. Oh man, I know you're gonna put me up one day. It's gonna be one of the pins like where I just put a foot on your chest too and say, rah. No, I'm just kidding, man. But I hope you put me up one day, man, because we've had some good matches. And I love the matches we've had.
Memories of you guys winning the tag titles, I guess, for the first time against Ron Simmons.
And oh yeah, that was in Fayetteville, North Carolina, the closest arena to our homes, and our dad was there, and that was, man, I seriously, I don't think I took that belt off. I slept in it and wore it in a restaurant.
I was going to ask you about that. Is it true you wore the belts everywhere?
Man, it was so cool, man. It was the coolest, man. We did like a pre-tape, or a post-tape after the match, and I think Michael Hayes said something, because Michael Hayes had like talked for us mostly up to that point. It's when we finally got to like say a little something, and man, Vince was watching. It was the first like when Vince ever watched. I mean, I'm like, and I had to shit real bad. I hadn't had my shit in my headlock, man. I'm like, oh God, here's Mr. Y'all be natural, just be natural. I didn't have to really shit, man. I'm just trying to be good. Funny, but man, he said something like, "This is my tongue talk. The champs let them talk." And Matt says a little some attitude shit. Like, and then I think I said, "Listen, this is a dream come true." Man, we got to take them home. It's your own responsibility, man. Because we weren't sure it was like that. You know, I remember for so long, we didn't know if the guys really kept the belts or what. We were the champions, dude. We were the best in the world. And you really feel that when you have them titles, man. I stared at that thing, man. But as long as I was, man.
Were you surprised they put the belts on you that quick? Or?
Yeah, I really didn't think they were going to do it, man. Because the week before we had heard the possibility of it, and man, in this business, man, I do not. I have to see it to believe it, man. That's so true. I don't get excited about nothing the way things change, especially on TV in this business. But I didn't think it was going to happen, man. When then they followed through with it, that was a really like comforting foundation, like as far as our stay there. Like we were like, man, maybe now we're no longer here. And the acolytes put us up, and that's pretty big. Bradshaw for the longest time would come in, and you know, saying hello to everybody's a big deal. We'd say, hey Bradshaw, what's going on? He'd say, go to hell. Well, just mean and say, oh man, he did that for so long.
He was shooting, or was he ribbing you guys? Or?
I know he was, pretty, I guess, testing us too in a way, but honestly, I would say, hey, Mr. Bradshaw, go to hell, fucker, get away from there. And I would just have to pull my hand and walk away. They were mean. I mean, they would take our bags a couple times, man. But, you know, you got to put up with that, man, and stay cool.
Basically testing you.
Yeah, it could be a lot worse, man.
Memories of some of your early matches with Edge and Christian?
Man, great. I mean, we knew when we started working a feud with those guys that the ladder match was going to happen, man. And that, we knew if we got a chance to do that, man, that was going to, well, we were going to take a hard, loud left turn, man, and we were going to hit a straightaway that was like skyrocketing to the moon, baby. And we were going to be above everyone. I mean, we were going to tear it up, because we knew we could do the ladders, and man, and for the millions of the Rocks fans to see that, oh boy, and the wrestling fans, yeah. God, that was so cool. That first ladder match, that put us on the map.
Did the road agent say can't do this? Did you have to go over any spots with them?
We
Or?
went through, I think Michael was the agent mainly because he's always been involved in ladder matches, and he was with us every step of the way, like, okay, in each spot, and
Wow.
like, you know, like, man, that first ladder match, that catapult like spot or seesaw spot. No, this is the spot he presented. You're gonna think he's real crazy after that. Now, whenever I showed it to him, man, like Matt and Christian had like kind of came up with a way to be fighting above it. Michael had a new idea. He said, "Jeff, what are the chances of you being on that damn thing and Matt jumping up over that and landing on the other side and shooting you over him and hit that damn edge with a DDT?" Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, you know,
Right.
like a Cirque du Soleil act or something. Like, I would be on like that. Was it even, like, that's something that wouldn't even happen in outer space. Man, it's like, God, I would be like ready to go on one end, and Matt would jump out with his weight and he'll boost me over Matt into some kind of DDT. I'm like, oh, okay, no, I don't think that will happen. Give me some action figures and show it to me. Let me see what you're talking about, because I think that's kind of. But man, he was. Oh man, and ladder matches. I would want to do a ladder match every night if I could, man. 'Cause I want to be known as the master of ladders before I retire, man.
Did it take a toll on you in that match, or?
It does, man, because it's just. But the thing I love about it's like big bump, and then like, just if you're all right, just absorb that the response and like get that adrenaline rolling again, and man, it just gets better and better. Like when you're pulling things off. But it does. I think in the long run, it would definitely be like probably more shortened than regular matches.
Memories of the Terry Invitational Tournament, if you remember that.
Terry. Oh man, she's hot. Now I used to see her in WCW when she was doing that businesswoman. You know?
Right. Alexander York.
Yeah, she's pretty sexy, man. Terry's real sexy. And me and Terry's like talked a lot. 'Cause she's into like some music that I'm into or whatever. Or either she's always talking about my music or wanting to hear my music and like mainly like kind of weird stuff away from wrestling that's kind of clicked with us. But she's so cool, man. And like that invitational was having her involved in it naturally is good for like the guys being interested. And
Right.
having her as a manager was kind of weird because like it felt kind of not right because it just felt like we didn't really click together. Because what she would want to be involved in like matches, but we were like, and I would strain my brain trying to think of ways, but I was like, God, I just can't think of how to involve her, you know, other than just jumping up on the apron and you know, distracting the referee. But you know, it's good for us.
They threw Lita into the mix with you guys. What did you think when she was added to the act? And she came from ECW, so.
Yeah, and I knew she was going to be, man. She started training with us, and she was doing some breakthrough stuff for the female, man. And I knew she was going to, catch on, and people were going to, especially young girls. Like, I knew it was going to draw a lot more young girls into like just watching the product because of Lita. And man, she just took off like a damn.
Did you think Lita would get over as much as she did?
Oh yeah, I think Matt and myself always knew that she would be real part of it. She's kind of a likable person anyway, just with her personality, and she's a cool person. And yeah, we knew she would.
Now you guys, I guess it was New Mercy '99, the tournament. I don't know if you remember that.
That was the ladder match, wasn't it?
Yeah. Did you have any pressure going into that match at all?
Oh, yeah,
Or?
man, I was tore up, man. I'm tore up before. I feel like I might have a nervous breakdown, like especially before the TLC matches, but like before every match. And I thought there would come a point or a time like when that would like it just wouldn't be nothing. But I've never went out and not been nervous, man. And I think that kind of shows. I think if you didn't have the butterflies, you really wouldn't be like in love with it that much or whatever, like or really dedicated to it. But yeah, man, I was nervous. I started to hate it, and actually I was so nervous. I feel like, because you know, naturally when people are warming up, most of the guys are like, oh, yeah, come on. We do that tackle drop now. Yeah, motherfucker. Oh, God damn, get a drop kick or something, man. What do you want me to do, man? And they're all like, man, to where I'm more like just trying to calm down, like something. I'm like, oh, boy, because I'm so nervous, man. And still to this day, after 3 years of this. And so I'd be up there and it was like going, I'd already been stretched out, so just kind of like resting, man, I'm trying to get mentally right.
Ha.
And like,
It was Royal Rumble 2000. Memories of the tables match with the Dudleys.
That was in MSG. Was I think is that right?
I think so.
Man, you feel the tradition when you walk in that place, man. New York City is New York City, and it's just like so. I feel for the ring crew and the crew that's set up in there, because I don't know how they do it, man. The way that building is, because we don't even get to park in that building, man. We have to park in that public deck across the street or whatever. So anyway, and then walk across, and like MSG is the place. When you're in MSG, man, you know you've made it. And then to dive off the balcony and complete a table spot, that just puts the damn icing on the cake.
WWE ever encourage you guys to do more crazy moves at all, or?
No, not really. They would just come up every now and then at pay-per-views mainly. They would come up with these crazy ideas, like stunt type things that they would think that only we could do.
Is there anything you guys turned down? You said I can't do it.
No. There's never nothing we've turned down other than that. There was one time they wanted me to kiss Lita, and I said I ain't doing. That was one thing Matt, myself, and Lita always had talked about. If they ever try to do that, then we would not do it. We would stand up for it. Because that made no sense in that mix, Matt and Lita really do it in their life and everything, and they're in love and shit. Yeah, there's no sense in that.
Did you think at that time that you could keep on doing that style?
Yeah, I thought that, no, I've never thought that I could do it until I'm 30. I knew that we would fall into a groove, and I'm still falling, with wrestling as far as Matt's really fell in it, and like man, it's great. Like that match he had with Chris Benoit that night was awesome. And he did 3 like side effects back to back. I remember a time like when he would think that was like crazy, man. He was like, no, I want to do 3, but that's awesome, man. And when you get those things established, like the signature moves, that's when you got something good that you satisfy people with, and it's not that you're not killing yourself that much.
Were you feeling any physical pain at this time at all, or?
At what time were we talking?
This is like around the table matches with the Dudleys and stuff like that after taking all the bumps and stuff.
Not really. I'm still feeling pretty good. I remember that night that I went out with some friends that I knew in New York or something. And it's the first time I'd ever been out in New York, and I remember I was up all night that night. We went to like sound back there or something, and I'm in here dancing with a bunch of clowns, tall clowns on stilts, and all these tripping people like going. And here I got a big table match with the Dudley Boys tomorrow at MSG, and I'm out here going. In New York, I went outside, the sun was up, and everything. I'm like, oh God, time is I got to hit the building. But yeah, I'll never forget that, because I walked in the building like that, feeling pretty rough.
Memories of your ladder match, WrestleMania 2000 with Edge and Christian and the Dudleys.
Yeah, I was hurting bad that match, man. Oh boy, and I'll never forget when I was on the ladder. That's become kind of a pretty cool scene, man. It's been seen a lot, man. I knew that was the last thing I had to do throughout that match, and man, I was hurting. So I think that's the worst I've ever hurt, because I was so beat up. And to like break down the injuries, man, like my collarbone was like all messed up. I bruised my heels so bad and broke my tailbone on that ladder spot. But other than that, man, one of my knees was like messed up, and I think my left shoulder from doing like poetry in motion like the week before. Like I'm just getting how much I was so beat up. And I just remember being on top of that ladder and going, but I don't care how this feels. I'm gonna be through after this fight. And this is WrestleMania, dude. Look at me. And man, God Almighty, that hurt, boy. But I know it was up, and man.
Were you nervous going into that match?
Oh, big time, man. Big time. Besides something going wrong with the ladders or whatever, man, there's just so much that can go wrong, with the bell hanging up there. I walk under the ladder, what's that asking for? And like, what is that? Is that Colombo?
Basically.
Yeah. I thrive off luck, and I'm thinking of walking into ladders. But yeah, that was cool. That's the crazy one, man, Jeff Hardy. Crazy one.
Was it difficult preparing for that match with those guys? And take us through as far as preparing spots with the other guys in the match.
That I think yeah, it's always been difficult, man. Like, because the thing with those matches, and we did a lot, man. They're hard to top. What are those red lights?
We got 4 minutes on those tapes, and then I got to switch tapes.
Man, so yeah, and the planning of the spots and everything. I mean, that's always a challenge, man, to top what you've done, especially when your match was good. Like that match was good.
Right.
Whenever the next one came up, we're like, oh, good boys, the pressure's on to top that last one. And I think the next one was the one that was known as TLC. The first one was actually like titled TLC.
That's actually one of my questions. Did you ever feel like you were expected to keep coming up with more dangerous spots to pop the crowd?
Oh yeah, all the time. And I think I always, when you have that daredevil like type of character, I mean, that's what I think when people are gonna love to see that, and they're gonna expect you to do. You know, I hear it all the time, man. Party boy, oh yeah, you crazy one. No, I'm like, yeah, good kind of crazy. Got a song about it. It's called Good Kind of Crazy. Because there's a bad kind of crazy and a good kind of crazy. But yeah, I always feel that pressure to top the thing up there.
You guys also had a great match the same year at SummerSlam. It was a TLC match.
Yeah, oh, and I think that was from Raleigh, man. 'Cause
Right.
that was the first time we hung from them, which ended up getting over, man, because that was my idea in the first ladder match. But the things weren't strong enough on the human body. With Devon, man, that was so cool, man, being up there, being in Raleigh. It'd have been a lot cooler if I could have knocked them off and got them belts down, because we were in Raleigh. And I live about an hour from Raleigh, and so does Matt. And if we'd have won our belts there instead of the next night, I think we did. I mean, that was fucking with us, man. Or something like that. But Devon said, you can see my arms are flexing. Devon's are totally stretched out. Not yet, not yet. Man, that's the best. He did a great job, man, bumping. And just seeing that, that's the best part of seeing it in your head before it happens, but then seeing it actually come through in reality and share it with the world is awesome.
Were you happy with the way that match turned out?
Oh, big time, man. I was so pleased.
I'm gonna
So pleased.
switch tapes real quick.
Okay.
It's like 1 hour.
Man, still to this day, man. As far as winning that match, man, because we were in Raleigh, man. God, Edge and Christian won all the time.
Back on track, as far as you guys you taking a lot of sick bumps and stuff like that. Did you ever feel like the fans ever took the risks that you took for granted?
Sometimes I did, and a lot of times I would feel like, man, what am I doing? As far as life goes, man, what am I doing? I'm ruining my life, man. And for what? For the fans. But I mean, I just can't avoid it. I can't help it, man. When I'm out there, man, I mean, I go for it. I go all out. That's just the way it is.
D-
And do you want me to try to shorten up the answers maybe a little bit too?
Whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do. You can talk and talk. I did one with Cornette and it lasted for 5 hours. So.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Did he have his tennis racket?
Yeah.
What am I?
Did WWE office ever tell you to slow down, or did they keep on wanting you to go the same pace?
Some of the agents, I mean, they would just, like, slowing down naturally means like, whoa, chill out. Now you're trying to, man, house shows became practice to me, man. And at first, it's hard to, you want to do, I mean, you're in the WWF and you're in front of all these people, and compared to wrestling in front of 200 people in the army, man, it's awesome. But that gets to the point where, man, house shows are practice, man. And TV is the show. That's when you go all out. That's when you make contact. And but nobody separate. Like no Asian, nothing's really. They just if there's a spot that they think's crazy and they think might be dangerous, they put the shutdown on it.
Memories of your cage match in Philadelphia. I guess it was you guys against Edge and Christian, and you guys beat them for the tag titles.
Oh, that was a match that was on our video, I believe. And that, man, we thought that was a really good cage match. It kind of was forgotten, man, and like, cause I thought that was Layla. That was really good. Me getting knocked out. Is that the
I
one?
think so. Yeah.
And I kept trying to get back in. But like, the thing we did where like, I think I finally got the ladder, and Edge couldn't. When he would hit the fence or whatever, he couldn't touch me, and so I was like, and he was just pushing on it, and then the fans were getting with it, and God, that again, man, just to see these things in your head, and then for them to work, and that's the best feeling in the world. And then I did like a whispering went off the top, and that's seeing all those people stand up, man, that's a great scene.
What were Edge and Christian like to work with?
Awesome, man. We were so, man, like we worked them on the road so much, man. They were the kind of guys we never had to talk. We would just get to the building, man, go out there and just have a great time, man. Because we were so good together, man.
How about Bubba and Devon?
No, they're not quite. They're a little more like hard to work with. Like they're a little more like from ECW, they were naturally more like hardcore and everything. But Bubba's just like he's a perfectionist, and that's a perfectionist, and they really want to have it right, and they really want to make sense, and we click with them too, man. Like the three of us, man, it totally feels good to kind of feel like we did do a little something for the tag team ranks at that time, like give a little more, pizzazz to it. I mean, You gotta work good with him, man. That's a good match.
Were you nervous doing any of the crazy dives that you did off the top of the cage in that match?
Not really, man. The cage is pretty high. It's nothing like a ladder. Like, I'm a lot more nervous on the ladder.
Right.
That's for sure. Man, because it's wobbly. It's like kind of wobbly. The cage is pretty like, it ain't going nowhere.
WrestleMania 17. I guess you guys were told that you were going to be doing another TLC match. What were your initial impressions?
It's the same kind of vibe of, oh shit, dude, we're gonna have to stop this. We're ruining the wrestling business, man. People see this, they're gonna like, I mean, man, how do you continue to top this?
I was going to, yeah.
Because that's, I mean, because you watch the matches, man, like, and God, man, you would run to a point where you can't top it. And like, that's what they're trying to get away from all that and chill it down even more, you know, just as far as the injuries have been like crazy, you know. And, God, that match, man, it was a challenge to go out there and like top the last one. Was that the Astrodome? I think it was.
I believe so. I think it was actually. Who actually thought of most of the spots for the TLC matches?
I think mostly probably Edge and Christian, everybody involved in the match, Bubba and Devon and myself and Matt. Everybody. There was some great teamwork and great like meetings there, like discuss even prior to the pay-per-views, like weeks before. Not weeks before, God, because sometimes they let us know the day before. But like whenever we find out, we were real good about getting together and having some stuff ready.
Did you sustain any injuries from that match?
From Houston, yeah, I did. I hurt. I think well, nothing real bad though. I tried to walk across like, man, this I think we'll call it a crawler spot. But it's where 3 ladders are like. I tried to walk across and then. If it would have went right, I was going to make it out to the belts and be kind of swatting at it. But then somebody pushed the ladder out from under me. But I ended up not making it because the second ladder fell out from under me. And man, I broke. Oh my God, I'll never forget the scene of climbing up on that ladder, looking and seeing the 2 ladders like, oh my God, can I make it? And, you know, you pretty much there, you know, you gotta go. Damn, what that thing fell out. That was one of the spots that was mine. And it took me a pretty good while to persuade somebody to use it, like the other guys and the agent. Because of a fuck up, but after it was over, like, oh man, it looked real, you know, it looked good, man. So it was alright.
How banged up were you at this point in your career?
I was actually feeling pretty good at that point, man. I healed up pretty good. Because after that WrestleMania match, I think is when it really set in that I had to slow down, man. The WrestleMania match from, you know, California.
Right. Memories of your short feud with Steve Austin and Triple H?
Oh man, that was awesome. That was cool, and I think it's ridiculous that didn't go anywhere else, because man.
That was a great match.
Oh dude, it was awesome, and we can't help but feel like they were just using their power as mainstreamers to, I don't know why, or because I mean, if the fans are liking it, I mean, why not roll with it? But yeah, that's something I'll never understand. Like, it's like trying to figure out the stars, man. But what the fuck? Why don't you want to do some more matches like this, Triple H? I mean, come on, and Austin, I don't know, man. I really wish that would have went farther, and so does Matt, and if it would have, it would have been good. But it did.
Were you able to ever go confront Vince and talk to him on a business level, or one of the agents, and ask him like why, you know, that never went as far as it went? Or?
No, I didn't. I think Matt probably, you know, wanted to, and God, I mean, at this point, like if I do return, like, you know, that'd be something I'd because that kind of pissed us both off. And it was one of those things where like, what is going on here, man? Why can't we? Because man, that was good shit. It makes you feel like they think you're not good enough or something. You know? There was one chair shot I remember, man, and it was cool looking. Steve Austin busted me up, and both times he hit me with the chair during that feud. Man, I remember it just collapsed, and it was so cool looking. But you know, it didn't happen.
Were you surprised they put you over Triple H? And I think you only held the title, IC title for like a week.
Man. Oh yeah, I was very surprised when I walked in there and they told me they were doing it, and I was like, "Oh, you are? Oh, well, I mean, they got no champion. Oh shit!" And Matt was crying probably somewhere, you know. And he still had, I still got that on, you know, being there champion. But man, that was pretty cool, man. I mean, Triple H. That's one thing about Triple H is like he loves wrestling, dude. It's his life, man. And God, and to put me over was just very, you know, I was very thankful. And very thankful that I had a chance to go down in the history books. That's the only thing.
Backtrack.
If it had been for a minute, it would have been just as good to me. Just as long as I got in the books, you know. Well, a night, because I had to take it home and sleep with it like one night, you know.
Backtracking to your brother and you, did you guys ever have a rivalry? Like as far as the jealousy or anything like that? In
Yeah, he's
WWE?
always been jealous of me, man. Like, because I'm a lot better than him, like wrestling. But he does love it more than he loves life, and to where I love it, but I don't love it more than I love life. But I do love it, and I'm feeling that more now. I mean, because man, I work my ass off at home. I get all these crazy ideas in my head and these projects because I'm into motocross too, I'm sure. And music's been a big thing. I've been kind of wanting to try with the world, see how it does. But I mean, I think it's JR thinks God, or him, big man up there. He put me here to wrestle, and I know I'm good at it. I know when I want to be. But Matt, yeah, he's always been jealous of me, man. That's what's created my attitude. It's basically arrogance. And I think he's kind of got a big ego and he needs to walk to Brooklyn or something. From like whoever Puff Daddy made the kid for.
Triple H, what was he like to work with, as far as a professional and stuff like that?
He was very, man, I couldn't really present anything. I basically I would say something, but it'd be something like, oh, I kind of goes, like, where I scoop your legs, maybe not do this later. But I was I was kind of scared to even present anything. I just basically listened to what he could put together, because he knew what I could do, and like I've been like that, after so many spots. Would get our match ideas, layouts would get kind of shut down, and after a while it gets kind of, okay, just whatever you want to do, man. I'm gonna get together, whatever.
Right. Does he have a lot of power, or
I
is
think so. Yeah, I mean, he's dating Stephanie,
right?
And that would mean probably something's going on, in the bedroom, and like, I mean, couples do that.
Obviously.
And it might lead to a marriage, and like, he might own that company one day. I think he would be great. I mean, because you got to be dedicated to him, man. And he's dedicated. And he said before, like, I went to an MRI, like, not MRI, but that place he was in rehabilitation one time, and he said, I plan to make a lot of money with you one day, because I was going to get some, like, I went to get an x-ray done or something. He said, I plan to make a lot of money with you one day. So that pretty much told me, he's going to pretty much be the man. He'll be the owner. Like, it'd be interesting to see if something happened to Vince McMahon and what would happen, like as far as he would step in, and that lead position.
Right. You don't think it would be Shane?
That's what I was about to say, man. Because Shane hadn't been around as of late is the reason I'm kind of weird about that. Because he used to be at all TVs, and I don't know what he's been doing, but I guess he's just been in the office. Probably would be Shane, though.
Did you think you were gonna get a big singles push during the feud with Triple H?
Yeah, I thought it would be more than it was, I think, just for the fact that it was the Intercontinental Championship belt, and I did like that older belt better than that new one. I wanted to get that in there. The one, you remember the style before that new belt? Like the one, the Ultimate Warrior, have all the different colors?
Yeah.
It's a cool design. But anyway, like, I thought it would, but in a way it was kind of a relief, because it was hard to feel confident, man. Like in there, I've always felt small, like in there with naturally with Triple H, and like maybe I'm not that deserving of this belt, but I thought it would get farther than it did.
Do you think anyone ever tried to hold you back?
No, but I think at that point the tag team stuff was still kind of holding me back, because I think that would have been a really good time for me to excel, like in singles like stuff, because I would have been a lot more, into it. But Amy and Matt, or Lita and Matt, were like so into the Team Extreme thing, which was a good thing, and I mean, I didn't, I was totally into that too, but I was kind of a cool two-way there, and that was always the cool thing with the Hardy Boys. We could do our singles matches and have to still be the Hardy Boys and have tag matches, but yeah, that was kind of hard trying to do both.
What was Steve Austin like to work with?
Oh, he was great, man. He was very full contact, man. He don't play around. He's hard when it comes to matches, when it comes to wrestling. He loves it too, as much as he loves life. And he's a serious player, man. He's no joke.
We talked a little bit about RVD earlier on. Has he changed over time when you faced him, back then, and you faced him again more recently?
You know what? It don't seem like he has, man. Because he's always, like, matches we've had, it's pretty much the majority of the putting together part is him, I would say. As far as, I just like presenting some of the weird spots that end up working out, like, because I really enjoy like discussing matches with him, because we have a similar taste for what a match is going to look like and whatnot. So, he's pretty much the same. So.
We did a shoot interview, I guess, with Perry Saturn, and he said when you guys would work the Radicals, he just hated working you guys because Matt would always script out matches ahead of time or something like that and get approval from the agents to do spots without any of their input. What would you say to that?
Man, Perry, what's up, dude? How you doing, man? I just want to say before I answer that, if you ever see this, man, you remember that house show we did, and you set me up like you're going to back suplex me off the top rope, and you asked me, brother, can you do a moonsault? And I said, yeah, and I knew I wasn't that great at hitting moonsaults. Like I could do a pretty one, but I didn't know where I never knew where I was in the backflip. Man, and then he said, can you hit me with a moonsault? I said, yeah. So I elbowed him off, and he took a bump. I went back all graceful and did moonsaulted the canvas, brother. And nothing hit him, man. And he was like, oh, fuck, I thought you could do a moonsault. So then he got up to me and walked aside and stretched me. Now, Perry, what did you ask about Perry?
No, I was going to ask, we did an interview with him, and he said he just didn't like working you guys because Matt would script out the matches ahead of time and go up to the road agents before he would, go to you guys and stuff like that.
Oh, and he would call out Matt on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that might be right, but I don't know about, is that pretty much saying he liked to kind of go out there and like just do it?
Yeah, he just
something?
he just didn't like working you guys for that reason.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, man. I mean, we did work on the road a lot, man. But, I remember like Matt and him. It seems like that they kind of had they didn't really agree on the exact same thing. To where me, I've always been Mr. Hey,
Huh.
Yeah.
Why did Matt ask for an original split with the Hardy Boys?
I don't know that he did. I mean, I think he was the one that tried to like keep it together for the longest time until the draft. I mean, that draft shit's what probably got us. Well, it didn't get us at the time of the draft, but we knew that something was going to happen soon after that.
Why do you think it didn't work as far as the original split with you guys?
Is that when we were fighting each other?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, people kind of like brothers fight in real life, right?
Right.
And naturally that they're going to fight pretty vicious. And I mean, I was always kind of into that, man. I thought people would enjoy it, and I still think people enjoy seeing it, but people didn't, because Matt would always say people didn't want to see it. And that's true, they didn't. They wanted to see Team Extreme right there, and because Lita was always, oh, no, she was torn between both opinions or whatever. And the people just didn't want to see it, and it just didn't work.
Why did WWE take yourself, Matt, and lead off TV for a few weeks? I think it was like late 2001. What exactly happened with you guys?
That was when we were going. That was around the time when they wanted us to do that pre-tape, like where I kissed Lita, just kind of out of the blue.
Right.
Just out of I think she's a female, I'm a male. I couldn't help myself. I was so horny. My brother's girlfriend, I just I had to kiss you. It was so crazy, and we felt that it was just a test. It was just testing us again, just to see what we were doing. And up to that point, I had never said no to nothing, but I had to tell Stephanie, man, no, I will not do it. I'm not going to do it. And then, fire me. I was Mr. But yeah, I had to tell her that I will not do it. And that's why we were on.
How did you get taken off TV? Who told you guys?
Michael, I think. Michael Hayes informed us. And I think it was something effective off I think we're off the house. We still came to TV, it seems like. We were just off the house shows, and that was kind of strange. Because we've been on house shows for a while.
Right. Now, did they bring you back? Obviously, they brought you back, but at like what point? How long did it
It
take?
was a month, it seemed like. I think it was about a month.
Or like the locker room politics at this point?
Wrestler's court would still take place, man.
I was going to ask you about that. What
Pretty creepy.
what happened when the Hardys appeared in Wrestler's Court?
It was mainly Michael's. Michael was mainly at fault for that because it was a first class situation on the airplane, and we knew I almost got up and like went back and just out of the blue, but like this is what happened, man. Glenn and D'Lo's seat it was, I think, in first class, and we were sitting there because Michael had it up there or something, and something happened. They were late. I don't know what. But anyway, Glenn, they ended up, they said, well, we don't, no, y'all sit here, y'all sit here. They pretty much made us sit there because they knew that something, a court was going to come out of this, but it would mainly be directed to Michael because Michael's the one saying, yeah, we on the road again, same places like I've never seen again. Michael Hayes was like living his dream again, boy, and he was first class all the way, first name free, last name Bird, and basically he saw some beer in there, man, and settled it out of court. It was it. Like, I think we might have to bring the acolytes bags in or something, but not much.
What did you think when you first heard about the brand extension with SmackDown and Raw?
That was like, it was weird. I said, this is gonna be weird, man. This is like, so this is new. I mean, for the whole, this is kind of, it's gonna be real weird. It's like a real sport here or something. I felt like I was in an NFL draft or something. Like, and I was just getting out of college. Like, I'd had a match that on that show, and I was lightweight champion at the time, I think, or something. But it was weird because we did not know, man. They didn't tell us what was gonna happen. So, I mean, we didn't know who it was gonna be. That was so, and that was real, man. I mean, we had no idea, man. They didn't tell us, and they just wanted to keep it real, man. So we didn't know if, like, they were gonna say SmackDown, Jeff Hardy, and then that was gonna be it. We were gonna be broke up, or Lita was gonna get it, but we didn't know, man. Until then, after the show, we seen it. Like they put up some after the show went off there, the rest of the list because they didn't do the whole thing like on that.
How did you feel about it when you found out that you and Matt were being split?
I think didn't we stayed together at the draft, didn't we?
I think so, but eventually you guys, I think.
I think both of us thought it was time, man. We thought it was time, and this was in the early stages of me like feeling, looking for my passion again, and just really feeling burnt out. I'm like, I'm not sure if I really wanted to do it and all that shit, man. Like Matt was it was great for as showing for Matt too. He's doing really good, and I think it was great for him. And it was great because a lot of people like said he wouldn't do good, but yeah, he's done great.
Did you think you and Matt would do good as singles at first?
Yeah, I knew, because that was one cool thing about us as a tag team. We could always do our singles matches, and that would be cool. And we come back and do the tag matches. And I love that, man. And that was one cool thing about us that we could always do.
As far as the Mattitude gimmick goes, what do you feel about it?
I think it's great, man. It's a great like heel character, and it's very funny, man. I think laughter's. I think if you're laughing, you're feeling good. I don't know a case where if you're laughing, you're not feeling good. So therefore, you're having a good time if you're laughing. I know that's usually a pretty good sign. And I think that comedy is a huge part of wrestling, man. Because I mean, that's a guarantee that you're making people enjoy your show. And trying to divide it up in percentages, man. I mean, it's a pretty dominant percentage, I think. But you got to have your like serious shit in there too.
It's funny you said that because we just had the same conversation with Crash Holly, basically comedy and stuff like that.
Oh, there's a lot of it. I always joke about saying it's going to be on Comedy Central instead of TNN every single. I mean, it's like if you make people laugh, they're having a good time.
Do you think they're pushing Matt enough right now, or?
I think. Well, I don't know. I think they're kind of jerking him around a little bit. I think he could. I mean, I think he's world champion material, and he's definitely been here long enough and like totally proved to them that he's dedicated and committed. And he wears these cool like dragon pants from the Orient, and it looks good. It looks great. So he should be a champion, man. I mean, it'll happen in time, I think.
Backing up just a little bit, as far as when Vince bought WCW, what was your feelings on that?
Oh, it was like seeing in my head, like, how do they used to put this? Aliens in the White House shaking hands with our president. Something you see, but you never really expect to happen. When I seen Shane McMahon in that WCW ring, I mean, I didn't know if I was dreaming. I was like, pinch me. Man, I've got to be dreaming. This is weird looking. Because it was so crazy seeing Shane in that room. And man, it was like, God, we talked about that for so many times we would say, what's going to happen, man? Because, WCW at one point was so huge as far as, God, throwing money right and left, boy, big time. So yeah, it was like seeing aliens shake whatever, I don't know if they have hands or, but
right.
Meeting with our president, you know what I mean.
Did you think that Vince dropped the ball with all the angles that he could have done with the competition, or do you think that it was he couldn't because he didn't want to put over the opposition? Does it make those guys look stronger?
I think he really dropped the ball with that exit. That just came in my mind. Wow, that was crazy. I know Vince is a madman, kind of genius, man, and you got to be a little crazy to be really, really smart. I think, like on that borderline of insane almost. But man, he is kind of creepy sometimes in some of his acts and whatnot. But I don't. What were you asking me that again?
I was just asking you as far as.
I'm feeling like
No, that's cool. No, I was asking you, do you think Vince dropped the ball as far as all the stuff he could have done with it?
With the brand? Is that with the...
No, when he brought WCW guys into the company and doing the invasion.
Man, I just think that the invasion...
Right.
I think that was kind of just... Because to me, it felt like once you do this should be the end, man. I mean, the invasion should be, this is like, so what do you got after this? It's kind of weird the way that led into the brain, you know, that it's kind of like backwards or something.
Right.
Like, I mean, it just felt really, really, really not right.
How was the locker room atmosphere as far as all the other boys started coming into the locker room with WCW? Was people scared for their spot and stuff?
I think so. I think it was kind of a. I was mainly just wanting. I can't wait to meet Sean O'Hara because he'd been hitting that swanton or whatever, like that big. You know, he was doing it pretty. Big man doing it pretty, and this is exactly what he said to me when first time I met him. Shook his hand. He said, "Thanks for letting me use your mitt, buddy." In a funny kind of voice like that, and I was like, "That's no problem, man. If you can do it, do it." I've always felt like that, and you do it pretty, man. And you're big, and you're a lot bigger than me, man. Shit. I need to get in the gym. You make the brother feel bad doing a swanton that pretty. And like, but yeah, I've always felt like that. Seriously, like you can do it, man. Unless it's like a train, you don't need to go. I wouldn't go out there and do a stunner because I'd have been fired or something.
Now you were talking about being burned out and stuff on the road. What was your travel schedule like?
It was basically I would leave on Fridays and get home on Tuesdays. And this was right when Raw, I was just on Raw, like Matt was on SmackDown. And before that, it was basically the same thing, except it was just both of us traveling together. So then that means it was just me and Matt riding to the airport together.
Who did you travel with when you guys weren't together?
Matt. I was by myself, man, when we weren't together. If not, I traveled with PJ, man, like for a long time until he got released. Like, because we'd play the guitar. He likes music and shit. We'd have a good time, man.
I heard stories of you guys in the hotel rooms playing guitar and stuff.
Yeah, man. We got 2 songs together. That's pretty cool.
You'll see him tomorrow, actually. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I tried to call him today. Ring, ring, ring. I didn't even get a voice with him. So he's been trying to call me forever, dude. Like I hadn't called him back.
As far as the burnout, was it from being in the ring or was it being on the road that was getting to you?
I think it was a little bit of both, but traveling goes head to head with that, man. And God, I just got so sick of getting on airplanes, and I just got so sick of leaving, man. Like, cause I would get home and blink, and I would have to leave again, man. I wouldn't have time to do anything like I was wanting to do. And that just was driving me crazy, man. And JR was awesome. I mean, there was a time when
You asked for some time off.
yeah, and he was cool, man. He was great, man. He gave me like, I think it was every other weekend. I would work the 3 weekend house shows or something, then I'd have the 2 weekend house shows off. And he was so cool at trying to work with me and like helping me out. And he's always been great with that. Like,
What are your views on drugs in the business as far as like painkillers and somas and stuff?
I didn't see that HBO special, but I think Ronnie Piper, I heard he said some pretty crazy things about like he had to, when he didn't like the man he became or something. Like drugs are something that are in there. I mean, they're going to be there. They're all around. And when you talk about drugs, you're talking about illegal stuff that can really lock you up and get you in trouble. But I don't think you don't have to have them to be on the road. I mean, that's not the case at all. But the road will push you to that. I mean, I do feel, and I'll be the first to admit, like I've experimented with drugs. I don't like people think I'm crazy. I'm a party boy. And I'm probably like a drug addict. Like I kind of have the suicidal type. Like like give me this. Oh, let me hit that shit. But towards God, so not like that. And, man, drugs are going to be there regardless, and that I feel there's a control of them. Like I feel they can get out of control, and it's shown like with guys that I was compared to, like leading up to my release, like Eddie Guerrero, for example, man. Steven Regal, the guys that went to rehab and all that, man, it affected their performances. And I mean, it changed their whole, they can walk, when you talk different drugs, man, you're talking different feelings, you're talking, I mean, God, there's so many different things and they make you feel so much more. Anyway, affecting your performance and the way you are in the locker room, like, cause I mean, I witnessed it with my own eyes, like the way it affected them to where, don't compare me to something that hasn't happened. I mean, I've never been fucked up like at work,
Right.
And that day that I wrestled Rock, like, man, I had wrecked my Corvette. I had a boy, and they hit me with a drug test, man. And well, it was a surprise, man. And like, you see what happened, you know what happened. I mean, naturally, I got released, but I mean, I wanted it, man. I mean, I needed it, and this is exactly what I needed. I can feel it like at home when I'm like doing some work. I'm like just now getting to the point where I mean, the reason I did, Thomas asked me to do this show, and I was like, kind of want to wrestle again, man. That'd be kind of cool, yeah, because I seen it on the tape, and it looked like a cool deal. So I kind of felt it, man. I felt that passion coming back, man. And I know we'll get back full charged and like, man, it's a shame. I don't know what, like, JR, but they acted like I was going to die, man. Like they wanted to get me in rehab or something.
Did you actually say you didn't want to go to rehab?
Oh, yeah, man. Hell yeah. And I don't, and like, the first thing people are going to say, like, you're in denial. Oh, you're in denial. I mean, and it's, I mean, they acted like I was going to die if I didn't go to rehab and get on a plane that evening. I probably shouldn't even be talking about this, but no. I mean, I was not done, and whatever they were seeing in their heads of me, it was not right. And it's been 3 months now, almost 3 months. And man, I've been working out actually again, getting back in the gym, and like, I'm not dead, man. I'm not over there, and I mean, I don't plan to be anytime soon. And
Have you actually changed your drug use at all?
oh yeah, and they can test me, man. They can test me anytime if they want. I don't know what it's gonna when I go back. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but I begged them to give me another test. Just let me. I don't know what kind of proof they need for. Okay, you're going to do some drugs, but do you have a problem, or is it out of control?
If somebody were to ask you, "Do you have a drug problem?" what would you say?
No. I'd say hell no, and because I don't. And I mean, I know that, and I'm usually good about like not letting things affect me. But man, when you're talking about something illegal, it's going to look bad on you, man. And it's kind of sucks, man, and like the way, and I'm not going to get into all that drug talk, but just if it's illegal, it's fucking not right. And law and religion is so like looked at and in the same light a lot of times. And like I've always been kind of a spiritual, like more like supernatural type believer, or whatever. And like I ain't gonna listen to the doctors, man. I'm gonna wrestle, I'm gonna mentally be all right. And I've always kind of been like that. And yeah, if somebody asks me, and I don't have a problem, and I'll take a test anytime they want me to, man. And I guarantee that urine will be clean as hell. I had a bad day that day. I wrestled the Rock, dude. I had a real bad day. And I mean, wrecking my Corvette was all I needed to set my ass straight. That's what I told him, but it was already too late. I had already dug the hole, dude, and I take all the blame for it.
I don't know if you want to talk about it. You don't have to if you don't want to. I was going to ask you, like, what was your drug of choice, or to keep you going on the road and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, and then I won't say that. Just
okay, that's cool. That's cool.
But yeah, it was. I will say it was drug, and it was the thing that was in there was just one thing. That's one thing, and I just want to mention what it is.
That's cool. That's cool. Going back to the ring, memories of your ladder match with the Undertaker on Raw.
Man, that was a big confidence booster in me as a singles wrestler. I was like, there was a point in that match whenever I made a comeback on him, and the fans were so, and man, you could just feel it. I mean, I could feel them with me, and the agents, like, they always say, like, after that match, anytime that they wouldn't feel like it, my comeback was that good, you got to do it like you did with the Taker. But I said, there's one problem with that. I wasn't in the ring with Taker. That's a big difference, man. It's not going to be the same. I mean, there's a big difference when you're in the ring with the Undertaker. And as to, like, somebody, Stevie Richards or somebody that's not as like legend, not as hadn't been in it as long, whatever. But it was a big boost of confidence, and somebody was not a coach. But
How was Taker like to work with?
man, he was great. Man. He was awesome.
How do you think he stayed on top so long?
Man, I don't know. Actually, I can't. I've always luck is what's got me by. Like I've been lucky, man, in life. I've been lucky. I've lived off luck, man, and I mean, I think I kind of deserve that with doing things like it might sound a little weird, but I would never in airports or whatever. Like you would never see me take an escalator. I would always take the steps. Like I wanted to take the steps. I try to do that all the time as much as I can, just out of respect for people that have been paralyzed, and for the fear that I have of, when I wrestle, of getting paralyzed like this happened. Hayabusa is paralyzed right now. He was a great wrestler, high flyer, similar style, and it's a scary thought to not be able to draw, seeing him from what he was so jacked up all the time, and it's creepy, man. That can happen, and I mean, I always, out of respect for like just putting myself in another person's view and wanting to get out of a wheelchair so bad and walk up those steps, man. I've never taken the escalator. I don't take the escalator. I just feel that that pays off in the long run with luck and with stronger forces like whatever kind of forces like helping me out.
Speaking on this subject, did you ever read the critics, the sheets and stuff? People saying, "Oh, Jeff Hardy's going to keep on taking those sick bumps. He's going to end up like Mick Foley, and he's not going to be able to walk."
I think they're idiots, man. I think they don't believe in me, and they're straight. I hate like people that say that kind of stuff. But in a way, it's kind of inspiration to me, because I mean, it just makes you want to prove them wrong, and like I'm doing my best, you know.
After the match with Undertaker, did you feel you guys, that you were going to get a bigger singles push?
Yeah, I did actually, but I remember after that match, like, I still, man, I knew it was a good match, but I just didn't even know if I wanted it, man. I didn't know if I wanted to can wrestle. At that point, I was really like, and it showed. I mean, you could tell I wasn't tan and man and stuff, and that was a great match, but even that match could have been a lot better if it would have been at the time that I was like 100% like giving my heart and soul, in which I always, you know, tried to do. But I mean, if you're really into it, you're gonna do a lot better. It's just hard to like try when you're. God, I think about like it's just hard. I was losing my passion, man. That's all there is to it.
As far as the whole live for the moment gimmick, what did you feel about that? Did you like that?
Yeah, makes sense. I think that's pretty real with us, man. Especially me, like. Right now is important, man. I'm happy right now, man. I'm thankful, man. And God, I don't have cancer. I don't have damn disease. I feel pretty good, you know. I'm always thankful for my life, man. And every minute is like, I don't live by the minute, but I do live by the moment. And the moments don't have a length on them, I guess, but it's probably like a pretty short period of time, I guess, or something. But yeah, I totally feel that and believe that.
What did you think of being put in WWE's hardcore division?
I liked it. I always dug the hardcore matches because I felt they were easier, like in terms of like just doing a cool spot and having. It was like easier to be creative with objects, you know, like, and yeah, I love hardcore matches. Man.
How about the light heavyweight division? Did you like being categorized as that? Or?
I didn't mind it at all, and it's funny that Matt was a lightweight champion for so long because he was the type of person that. Man, I ain't gonna be no lightweight. No, I want the heavyweight belt. You know how a lot of people are like, I don't want to be no lightweight. That's degrading. No, like I know X-Pac. I heard X-Pac say this one time about the lightweight belt. Shoot, I'll take that. Put that belt on me. I'll be walking around this motherfucker like I'm the champ. Who wants to challenge me? And that was so cool, man. Because I mean, he didn't. That's so silly to say you don't want to be a lightweight, especially when you are a lightweight. I mean, come on.
Speaking of Sean, what was he like to work with?
Oh, he was great, man. He's a little hot-headed, you know. He's real hot-headed. Like one time we were doing a tag match and he cussed me out. This was early in our house show days. He cussed me out. I hit him with a move and went up and did that little bow. Then I do my entrance now, and he said, "You motherfucker, don't ever do that to me again, you motherfucker." He thought that I left him laying there, you know, and I was like all scared, and I was like, "Oh God, I'm sorry." But yeah, he can get a little hot-headed, but he's awesome, man. I love him, man.
How about Jerry Lynn? What was he like to work with?
He's awesome too, man. He's very entertaining, very talented, man.
You shocked that they let him go?
Yeah, oh yeah, that's good. And K Quick, the same thing. I'm like, those are two guys I really enjoyed watching on TV. And I mean, I know if I was a fan and I didn't even wrestle, I'd be like, those guys are cool, man. But released, why did they get released? But yeah, I'll never understand that.
What do you think of your matches with Spike Dudley and William Regal for the European title?
For the European, is that around the time when I beat Regal before?
I think, of course, you would know better than me.
When you said Spike Dudley, I've seen him all.
You didn't work with him at all?
In a singles match?
Maybe no.
I don't think so.
All right, I'll edit that off.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. But Steve Regal, yeah, that was. Man, it's always kind of interesting when two styles clash, like Steve Regal and Jeff Hardy. But man, like yeah, I kind of like dread it because I felt he was kind of a hard ass to me, like because he would talk a lot about his outlook on wrestling and all this and that about what I needed to do and try to change me as far as like my comebacks and this is an example of like him backing me into the corner early on in the match and clean break, and he hits me to where I would just do like one of these deals. He would want me to hit him right back, and that's what he really believed. He said, "Man, you should do that. You need to hit me right back." And he would like get mad at me if I wouldn't do it because we worked on the road for a while, and I was like, I mean, I eventually did it because I seen he wasn't playing around. I mean, But I hate that when people don't give you the open-minded like outlook on it. You know, and I don't care how young I am or whatever. I mean,
How old are you anyway?
I'm 25.
Okay.
25. And I've always been the type of guy that, like, I was watching him when I was a kid, so therefore you put him. I respect you. Know.
You just basically had to listen to him. And
Yeah, man. I'll admit I'll throw out a few things that I want to do, like, but things like that. I don't think that makes me look weak. Something like that. I just think that's me, man. Like, and I still feel cool out there and bonding with the fans. I mean, it's just absurd to me, kind of like tell me.
as far as the makeup and stuff that you wore, whose idea was that?
That was mine, man. That was all mine, man. I kind of wanted to do it for a long time. And the whole forehead thing was like, Marilyn Manson tour, that Dub Show, like, tour. I thought the makeup gimmick he did was real cool, like, mainly his forehead. So that's kind of where that idea came from. And, yeah, and that was an interesting gimmick, man. It was a very messy gimmick, too. Which led to being kind of, memorable. Because there would be marks all over the buildings and people. The other wrestlers get, like, horribly painted up.
Do you think that WWE ever exploited your willingness to take sick bumps?
Exploiting my will?
Exploited it, like,
I don't. When you say exploit, I mean, I don't understand. Like, do you mean like? What do you mean? I don't know. What you
exploited, like, as far as, like, they basically used you because they knew that you would take 6 bumps from them.
Oh, and I think they do, like, care about me, like, and I know they do, because, I mean, I remember, like, Rob Van Dam and me had a match, dude. It was on SmackDown, and, like, I jumped off the ladder and went through this table, and he moved, and it was the first time I went through one vertical, and that, and we should have called it Guinness, because it had to set a record for pieces of the table, because it exploded into so many different pieces now. And you can see the legs just get, I mean, I beat the frame to the ground, man. And I had to clear that with Vince McMahon, because he had to make sure when he was like, are you sure? Are you sure? No, yeah, I don't think they exploited it.
As far as the McMahons, what's your opinions on them?
I think they're very rich. I think they got a lot of money. I think they got a big house. And I think they're wrestling. They're a wrestling family. I think that's their first priority in that family's life. And I feel maybe it's like took away from their. I don't know what they do in their personal life, but like all the times I've spoken with them, I'm like he's a good dude, man. It's hard to know what people really think about you, like in this business. But I feel legit with him. I feel like he's a pretty real guy. Like when I do talk to him.
Was he very approachable?
Yeah, well, he's kind of hard, pretty intimidating. Just walking, being the owner of WWE, pretty always intimidating. Just because money, I mean, the guy, the amount of money that he has, I mean, and his values, it makes you, it's pretty cool.
You guys came out with a book, and I was wondering how much influence did you have over the book?
Quite a bit. Matt had probably spent more time with the writer than I did, because this is pretty much the way that was. It was laid out like an interview type form, so it was like Matt Jeff, like a conversation, and the writer would just record us, this little tape recorder. But Matt spent a lot more time with it than I did, getting the stories, in full detail. And then they go on a little thing, something involving him, like I pulled the portion a little bit. But he would want to get everything exactly right, where I would just add like a color to it. At least so the writer says. Some of the Jeff stuff looked like things that I said that were kind of weird or whatever.
Were you happy with the way the book came out?
Oh, I was totally happy. I thought it was a great layout of our, because there's difference of opinion and difference of view, like with us, because we were very different people, Matt and myself, and that was the only way to do a book, because it was the first hacking book they've ever done, and it was an early, biography for both of us. I mean, so hopefully there'll be another one, maybe separate in the future.
When did you first start getting to play music?
My dad's always played music, man, country western, so I've always been kind of around it, but never really got into it until I think it was, me and Shannon, it was when Shannon was in Louisville, right around that invasion time. I think that's when I really started to love it, man. I really started to say, hey, you want to go for it, kind of, because when I bought enough stuff to record demo quality stuff, I got CDs in my room, for you to check out too.
Okay, cool.
man, and then I was just thinking the possibility of that taking off, and man, what if I heard a song on the radio from, you know, one of my songs, and just how cool that would be, and knowing how the seeding process is in wrestling and how it happened with us. I mean, I can totally feel that happening with music, but I know it might not. I mean, because that's the ultimate challenge, is to hit the world with a song that everybody kind of digs, you know.
That's something you want to pursue, basically.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And I think before I do anything about going back to WWE, I mean, I got to do that, because as much as I'd look like an idiot if I didn't get out to Cincinnati and record an album.
You also talked a little bit about motocross. Was WWE ever concerned, I guess, with your interest in it?
Yeah, I about got in trouble for that volcano piece that we did, man. It's when I jumped my little volcano. It wasn't really a volcano, it was like a mountain of dirt with some fire on the top and the ground. But it looked like a volcano, and it's kind of neat. But JR, after that had aired, man, I remember being in catering, and JR and Vince, they sat down like right beside me, and I was going, I was sitting by myself, you know, kind of like nobody else was sitting with me. And like, they sat down beside me, and this is the first thing JR said, "Seen that piece on whatever show this week? Damn, well, I don't know if you ought to be doing that." He said, "I mean, it's impressive. You are doing that pretty easy, can't you?" I said, "Oh yeah." I said, "I know. I mean, I never ride. They had approached me about doing stuff. I like a stunt jump." And I was into it, you know, and I was like, "Cool, man. Gives the fans a chance to see another side of me and stuff." And yeah, he basically told me I don't need to be doing that anymore. Because it is. I mean, it's dangerous, man. Because it's easy to get out of it.
Since you started so young in WWE, were you ribbed a lot?
Yeah, man. And us being, God, man, when people found out that we didn't drink, because at the time, dude, that was my invincibility and that. I mean, that's what our superpower was, because we didn't drink, and man, we weren't going to drink, man. We didn't cuss. We were so, like, I guess we were good, man. Like almost the perfect good human or something, man. But boy, when they found out we didn't drink, that was, man, it's a big part of wrestling is drinking and getting drunk and fucked up, like drunk, stumped, some of all. That's a big part of it. God, and boy, when they found that out, man, because one of the assignments leading into the court or after court was like, we were supposed to just drink, you know, beers on the way home and throw them out the windows both sides. But all we had to do was lie about it the next day whenever Bradshaw asked us if we did it. We had to do it. We told him the truth. No, we didn't do it. Oh, shit. Oh, you didn't do it. And we were like pussies, you know? Like, they weren't going to accept us until we started drinking, so it kind of forced us into that.
There's a lot of peer pressure and stuff, obviously. Or...
Yeah, to drink, man, because like, especially with Austin, man, as big as he is,
right.
The damn bird's a phone hand now. I mean, and beer drinking is a big, big part of his gimmick, and it's just his new shirt.
Which one? The fuck yeah.
That's pretty cool, man.
Any good road stories that stick out in your mind?
Man, there's so much happens on the road, man. There's been a lot of good stories, man. But with fans or
like ribs or
this
anything.
This is the best one, man. We were riding with the Headbangers and Matt was driving, and this is another thing about me a lot. Man, God, we spun. We were so lucky we didn't flip. He got a hydroplane in this rental car, man, and we hit. God, we should have flipped. We should have been dead, man. But that car was all right, and we ended up when we stopped. We was like up on a damn exit or something, and we'd already spun, and we were so lucky, man. We're going, oh gosh, because I've been in several car wrecks, and that time before you stop is kind of a tricky time because you don't know what's going to happen. Like when I wrecked my Corvette, dude, I smashed into some trees, because I was doing about 80 miles an hour. It was raining real bad, right off the road one side. You don't know if you're about to get smashed, and you know you're going to be hearing some angels or whatever. Like, you don't know what's going to happen. It's a creepy time. I mean, that was the story that stands out with the Headbangers, man. We were very lucky to not have to pay for that because it wasn't damaged.
Is there anyone you wish you worked more with in WWE before you left?
Yeah, I wish I could have did something like more with Hulk Hogan. I know he's like left now or quit or whatever for the time being. But just because he's such a I did do a little pre-tape with him one time, and that was good enough. But like, if I could just something in the form of wrestling, just because he's such a legend, you know. And Ric Flair's punched me and shit, so that's good enough. I don't really have to work a match. Just being for your career and for saying you've worked with everybody, you know. I wish I could have did something more physical.
You think, obviously, you think he'll be back in the WWE one day.
Oh yeah, man, I know I will.
Is there any interest right now working NWA TNA? Have they approached you
Yeah,
yet?
and what almost motivated me to, other than K-Quid like calling me like secretly trying to be the one to start me in or something, you know, because me and him have been good friends for a long time anyway, and we've done a few songs together. He's really into music too. I watched that Genesis show that they got, man, and that was really good, man. Videos always motivated me. Like when I seen that Desire video that they made for me, dude.
Right.
God, that was so goosebumps were everywhere, and it was me, man, to a real cool song, and the music and our production people, WWE's production people are the best, man, when it comes to videos, and man, that's motivation for me, and it almost like made me return that call from what's his face, Booker for
Bob Ryder.
Bob Ryder,
Yep.
he's a real nice dude. He left a message trying to get me on that Wednesday night, like everybody else has done, you know, and. But yeah, I didn't do it, man. I wouldn't be in that WWE. That's just how I feel.
Would you still consider yourself a wrestling fan today?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I love the whole art. It is an art to me, and it's a cool thing, man. But I think politics kind of get a little crazy sometimes, and like that's what kind of makes me sick. Like a lot of times with the backstage stuff, and I just say how you have to kind of, you know, be a run. I wish I would have ran a couple terms in the White House before I was living. Get my politics game out there.
You basically stayed out of the politics and stuff.
Yeah, because I was never going to play.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
I see myself next 5 years probably. I mean, back in WWE, like pretty much mainstream, man. Like, 'cause when I go back, I'm gonna have to be 100% or nothing. But this is kind of a test here in the next little while with my music. Which once I get this Prodigy album out, you got to get it out there to see if people dig it, man. Music is a big money maker if people like it, but people might hate it too. You might think it sucks and might not, but that's just a chance I got to take. And I got to get that out of my system first, man, before I do anything. But yeah, 5 years, I probably see myself as world champ. I'll be 30 years old, man. Hopefully, I think it's a good time to have a baby too. The belt will be my baby. No, I do. I think next 5 years I'll be world champ.
Who do you want to work with in the future that you haven't worked with yet?
Rey Mysterio, man, probably more than anybody, because he was a big influence in my flipping out and all that, you know. And Psychosis, the matches they had in ECW were just very motivational, and they influenced me a lot. But yeah, him more than anybody probably. Matt, I think that was real cool what Matt and him did in WrestleMania. That broke my heart this year, just being in that big venue and like, man, not being on the card, but that was terrible. After all those TLC matches, and man.
Have you had any contact recently at all with WWE as far as you coming back?
I still talk to people, like, but no negotiation, but some people have left messages, basically seeing how I'm doing, like what's going on, try to work something out, blah, blah, blah. So I mean, it's just, you know, this is what I need. I'm really starting to feel it now. I mean, to be honest, because I'm really looking forward to getting in the ring tomorrow night, man, or tonight. And
it's actually,
this
for people that don't know, it's 5:30 a.m. in the morning, so. Yeah.
I was feeding my animals for look at me, man. God almighty, we drove all the way up from North Carolina. And here, God, the guy's got a show to run. It's a lot there. There's a lot involved in running a show.
Is there anything you never got a chance to say to your fans that you want to say right now to your fans?
Oh, dude, I love my fans, man. I love my fans. And I can tell you, God almighty, I love my fans. And we got this site. I think it's called, my girlfriend's name's Beth. It's like Beth and Jeff's baby. It's like a website. It's got quite a bit of members now. But it's kind of like, it's about our puppies, our boxer puppies from my dog Liger. That's very popular now. The people are just fans, you know, man. I was reading fan mail the other day, man, and God, it was kind of heartbreaking, man. The amounts of people, young, around the age of 14, 15, they're saying stuff like, "We heard, were you fired? If this is really true, I mean, we think they made a great mistake. I mean, and they're going to regret it. I mean, we support you in whatever you do. I mean, because if you're making moves, if you're or like singing or whatever, we're a Jeff Hardy fan, and not just for wrestling, but for the talent you possess, and you know, for whatever you do, we're going to support you." Man, my fans are great. Man, they are great. And I love y'all, man. I love you ever sees this. I appreciate everything you've ever wore of me, and I will be back. And those of you that do like my wrestling and are looking forward to seeing it be reborn in me, it's on its way. Trust me. Thank you.
Do you have any questions?
Yeah. What rumors about Jeff Hardy have you heard that you would want to clear up?
Rumors,
Yeah.
man, there's so many, dude, and I would mainly like to clear up this drug and shit. I would mainly, first of all, I would like to say, if you're gonna say involve me with drugs, just take off that S and just say drug, because it was one thing that was in my system, and I won't say what that is, but I don't have a problem with it, and I mean, I think that shows in appearance like a lot of times, and I mean, I needed this real bad, and I just want to clear up the fact that WWF did not like hold me back and like doing it. They were good to me the whole way, and I mean, there was a little misunderstanding in this thing with drugs, of the drug that's in my system, and it's illegal. Man, drugs are illegal in there, and it just happened to me in my system. I got released, but I needed it, and that was one way out that I kind of knew that I could, you know. I'm not saying I did this on purpose to get fired, but because, this is a good example. Like, there were some house shows I was took off of because I was considered a liability, which is a danger, just because, in my contract, you know, you fail drug tests and like you're a liability because what if something happens and you die or whatever. And that was the deal, and I was, man, because that was the first time I felt like I wanted to get on the plane. I mean, I was hoping so much like I could go to the airport that day. And that's what it took, man. It took me getting fired to make me realize that I damn love, you know, having that as a job. And it's my dream, man. And I mean, I know I messed that up. But that day, and when I told him like that the wreck was all I needed to straighten me out, and I mean that is so true. Because I mean, this is the thing that's so true. If I would have never been late, man, I would have never been looked at, man, under the microscope or talked about by the boys, because that's all it was. They were saying, they come in at 5 o'clock. Why can't we come in at 5 o'clock?
I was going to ask you about that. I was going to ask you earlier on.
Dude, I would come inside just so late. I didn't care. I just did not care. And I know the boys were like, you know, they were fucking, man. And every time I did that, every time I would change a flight, God, it was such a stress. It would drive me crazy trying to get to the buildings until I brought it on myself, man. And every time I did that, I would say, God, what am I doing? And I just did not want to leave home, man. And I like being at home so much. And God almighty, man, it was so crazy because that was my dream, you know. And I'm sitting here not wanting to go to my dream. And, but lots of main rumors probably like just those drugs. I'm not a drug addict. Most people will probably say, oh yeah, he's mine. But I mean, I won't let that affect me, but I'm not. And I don't care what like people that criticize matches like say, like, especially people that have never been in the ring and took bumps, like, I hate that. And this is one comment. I was checking out y'all's website, man. There was reading some comments on all the hype, you know, about the match and what I'm going to look like and how my performance is going to be. Coming out and I guess he got that, don't come back, don't come back, don't come back. I just want to say that I seen some. This almost made me respond, but I didn't. This was pretty hardcore, dude.
I didn't know this.
Dude, I mean, somebody said some shit. It was something to the effect of this. Hey Jeff, something we read in your book where you know that your mom's proud. You know, our mom died of cancer when I was like 9 years old. We know that your mom's proud. You see in your book that your mom's proud for what you've done. But was she proud when you got your release? Oh, and I'm going, motherfucker, you computer, you're confident, you fucked up little motherfucker. And I hate when I let things make me that mad just from what some dude said in his basement. Man, but people believe things, man, like right away. Like, that's what I hate about the internet and the whole like interaction between people. Like, as far as when they're trying to find out what's going on, because I'm scared of computers, man. And it's like you have to have one now to survive. Because emails have like replaced phone numbers. Did you hear that before you hear phone number? And I don't know nothing about them, man. And because of that, man, and I'm scared. I hate them so much because of that. And I just want to say that please don't believe like what you, man, just see it to believe it, man. Or like, I mean, hear it from me like this. This can't be really superimposed. I don't think he'd be a pretty good, graphic designer or something. Like if I wasn't really hearing this was just a clay animation or something, if I was just somebody meant, this is me, and I mean, I'm saying this stuff, so just see it to believe it, or either like hear it from me, and please believe it. And you're going to see it regardless in the future. And I'm not, I mean, I might die, I can't guarantee it, I might, but I mean, as of now, my health is fine, man. It is A-okay. And I'm going to tear it up tomorrow night. I'm going to sell. I'm on them. I am, because selling is I shine when I sell, man.
Well, thank you for being here.
No problem. I'm sorry it's so late, man.
That's cool. Thank you.
No problem, man.
We're joined right now by Jeff Hardy. It is the night after we just did that last shoot interview, right after the Ring of Honor event that Jeff was just on. And first of all, Jeff, how'd you enjoy being here in Elizabeth, New Jersey, working for Ring of Honor?
You know what? I don't know if it was considered a sold-out crowd, but I was pleased to see that crowd, man. There was a good crowd out there. And it was very interesting to see the one side, ECW type fans doing their thing, and then the other side, little girls screaming for me, no matter what happens. But I don't think I could have won either way. I just want to say that the guys I was in the ring with, man, did great. The blame's on me for screwing up, and I chanted it with them. I fucked up. I fucked up. I know. And because I did, and then it was there was some energy out there, man, and it was a good experience.
Did you think that the fans gave you a fair chance tonight, or did it seem like that a certain percentage of them had it in for you?
Oh, man. Well, you know what? Every time I go up to do that bow, every time I've done that in my entrance, I always go, man, I'm going to slip. And I always worry about that. And, boy, this was the perfect night to do that. And I said, oh, man, great way to kick this off. So, you fucked up. And I was like, yeah, yes, I am, man. But, and the turnbuckles were long. They were like boxing turnbuckles kind of one, and it's kind of cool because it's different. But yeah, I think they were fair because I think they would have did that if it had been a perfect match.
Did that get to you the way that the fans reacted at all?
No, it didn't faze me at all, man. I mean, I could have cared less. And it's really kind of funny, man. I just know those guys have watched TLC matches and seen the things that I've done, and it's pathetic, man, if they don't have a respect for me, from just watching them. I mean, that's how I feel anyway. I don't care if I wouldn't even, if I'd have said, oh, God, I can't even wrestle, I'm tired, I got to leave. If I wouldn't even made it through the whole match, I mean, they should still respect what I've done no matter what. Because, I mean, I think that was the spear off the gimmicks that was a pretty impressive memory. I think that deserves that dude, man, he fucks up what everybody does. So.
Was the reaction would kind of make that you'd make a great heel here in Ring of Honor?
Oh, I would. I've been saying that, and I don't know who said it after the match, but I was like, you're right, because
I can help you.
Oh, and that's kind of a cool thing that the business is that's how it is now, man. It's not just saying your prayers and eating your vitamins. That's not the cool thing to do anymore. Drinking beer and raising hell, that's what's cool. And it's kind of reversed, and it's weird the way there's so many in betweeners. It's hard. I don't know what the actual face is or heel because, my attitude. My brother, for example, he's like an in-betweener kind of. It's weird because everybody knows kind of what's going on. And the funnest thing to me about the whole business is guessing what's going to happen next and what's going on in the back and what happened with this and that. I mean, that's fun, man. And it's strange, man. But it's coming back down. There's a lot of independent stuff going on, and I think that's real good.
Is having a run as a heel something that you always wanted to do?
Oh, yeah, big time. Because one of the times I spoke to Vince McMahon, I mean, this is what he said one time about us being heels, because we had mentioned it to him. And he said he didn't think we could be heels. He thought he just didn't think we could do it. Because we've never talked on the mic. I've especially never, got much talking time, And I mean, damn, give us a chance, to get on the mic and do something. And Matt's, ran great with it. And when he said that, I was like, God, what are you talking about, Madman Genius? Give me a chance. I mean, I can be mean, dude. I can be mean. God, I can be mean. But then I can be, hey, did you hear the girl scream for me? Oh, that was awesome. Talk as if you are the one who figured out the shape of Earth, and then you went to study other planets and to come back showing where they were. I won't give you. I'll next question.
What did you get a chance to watch anything on the Ring of Honor show? Anything stand out to you?
I remember Eddie Guerrero was on. I think that was one of your first shows or something. And that's what I seen we were doing the book signing at that time, and Matt had the tape. And I was like, damn, that's a cool show. That's a good show. The whole, and that first set, I think with the gay gimmick, like at first I was like, whoa, that's pretty controversial. That's pretty like, shaking the hands. It's a new approach, and it's original, man. You got to be original to succeed. I feel you should never want to do something somebody else has done. That's for sure.
How come, now I'm sure that you've gotten calls from every independent group there is, and NWA TNA. How come?
Japan, everywhere.
How come you decided to work for Ring of Honor?
Because of that tape, man. I said it that night or that day. I said, man, if something ever happens, like I get fired from my dream or something, man, that might be an independent I'd be interested in working for. Because I just like the vibe and I like the way it looked. And yeah, there's been a lot of people that's contacted me, man, but I've just not been interested in doing anything, any independence, and I'm still trying to find that passion to relocate, that passion. To be the Jeff Hardy I once was, and I'm gonna get my music out there soon, and that's gonna be a test that really it gives a timetable when I'll be back, really back.
What's going on with your music right now?
I'm just doing a lot of solo stuff at home, and mainly in just demo quality. I don't know how it's gonna get out there, as far as record label. I don't know what's gonna happen with that. I've mainly just been enjoying time at home, I'll be honest with you, and redone my motocross track. I'm crazy. I can't get that out of my system, riding the dirt bikes. About killed myself on that a few weeks ago. That's sweet. My dad's always cussing me out. There ain't no money in that. God damn, there ain't no money in that. You gonna kill yourself, worry me to death. That's what my dad says, man. So, but it's cool for a front yard, man. And that's what I've been spending most of my time now. I know that sounds weird, but hey, that's what I've been doing.
One thing I found kind of unusual is that you decided to drive all the way up here from the Carolinas to Elizabeth, New Jersey, rather than, of course, Ring of Honor would have flown you up here if you wanted a flight. Why did you want to drive?
I'm stopping by a show tomorrow just to walk up in there and say, hey, what's going on? I don't even know where it's at, or I'm just going to stop by and see what's going on. I think AJ Styles is on it, though. I'm just going to check him out. That'd be pretty sweet to manage him or something. But I'm unusual, man. I do that kind of stuff. And I always make people wonder why, and that's me. That's my gimmick.
Okay. Now, is there anybody out there that you want to say anything about?
I would like to say something about, ow! I read something that said Sting or enjoyed watching me and RVD, and that was great, just because I was such a fan of him in the past, and he was such a influence and role model for me. And I was a combo between the Ultimate Warrior and Sting when I was in the TWF, that trampoline bullshit that we were doing in our backyard. And that he was a big, he was a part of motivation that made me, want to do this. And I would just like to say, thank you, Sting. Ow!
Before we started, you mentioned Perry Saturn. What'd
you ask me about?
I was saying how we did an interview with Perry, and he said he didn't like working with you guys because Matt would go to the road agent and basically say that Matt would plan out all spots and he wanted to give you
That's
Perry
right.
a chance.
And I was just I told him about I gave him an example of a spot that was pretty funny. We worked them on the road for a while, and there was a time when they would do. At that point, house shows had become practice to me because I realized, I didn't want to kill myself at a house show, because doing it, man, just wrestling twice a month and then going to wrestling 5 times a week, it's a huge change, and wow, house shows were practice to me. And Perry, they would want to do so many things, and he set me up on top, and he acted like he was going to German suplex me off, and he said, can you do a moonsault, brother? I said, yeah. He said, I was going to elbow him off. No moonsault, and I knew that I wasn't that great at hitting moonsaults, and I can do I was graceful and everything, but man, I said, yeah, and I went to hit the moonsault, and I moonsaulted the canvas, but I didn't touch him. And he was like, oh God, you said you thought you could do one. And so I just told that little story, but I don't know what he's doing right now, but I think he's a good worker. I think he's got way too many tattoos, but he's a good guy, man. You got to be a little crazy to be a wrestler anyway, I do believe. And yes.
When you mentioned the house shows and how they became practice for you, was that maybe when you started losing your passion for the business a little bit, just because you were on the road so often?
It was mainly from being so beat up, man. Because when we first went on the road, I acted like it was TV. And I remember almost breaking my shoulder, man, just doing a poetry in motion, because man, we were so fired up to be doing wrestling in front of that many people every night. Man, there's a big difference from like wrestling in the Armory, you know, with like 50 people there. So, but God, you just can't. You have no choice. You have to change your style if you're gonna be like that, man. You know, the lucha libre, just the high flying stuff. You can't do it forever. It wears you out, man.
Speaking about changing styles, your brother Matt recently changed his style a lot,
Mm-hmm.
more away from the high risk stuff and everything. What do you think about the stuff that Matt's doing now and the style that he has now?
I mean, to me, I think he was looked at as a high flyer when we were together. But I mean, if you go back and view tapes, I mean, I was the one that did the majority of like the. He's always been pretty like simple and I don't think he's changed that much. You know, he just gets to talk now and like he's got some signature thing. He did like 3 side effects like the other night. I guess there was a great match with SmackDown was great, by the way, the other night, and that was something like I would never see him doing like in the past, like 3. That would be like overkill, like in the past discussing matches. But people like to see it now, and it's established, and it's signature stuff that you get, and you can do that every night as long as they see that they're happy, fans. And so I don't think he's never really done a lot of high flying stuff if you go back and view tapes.
You just mentioned how you thought SmackDown was a good show the other night. Is there any time in recent history when you were sitting at home watching a WWE program and you were thinking, "Damn, I'd like to be back there right now," or "Wish I was on the show"?
Yeah, man. I've been a lot of times, but I would like to go back to Raw, man. I mean, if I did go back, just because Raw has always been it's been stupid as of late, straight up stupid. But I would like that. I mean, I can't help I don't watch the show a lot of times because it does hurt. I mean, because it was my dream, and I put so much into getting there, man. And I feel I will be back, you know, eventually. But good Lord, it does hurt sometimes, and I do miss it like already. It's been like almost 3 months now that I haven't done it. So I think Raw was horrible, man. It was crazy horrible. So SmackDown's been like the better show, and Matt Hardy's been a great part of that. I need to call JR, see if he's all right from them flames, though, man.
Is there like any times when you were watching the WWE product and you kind of felt ashamed that you were a part of it? Well, you mentioned some of that stuff.
Ashamed that I was because of the program or something?
Yeah, or because of the angles that were going on or the storylines, like JR getting set on fire or something.
No, I don't
like
think I was never like ashamed. Because I mean, that's the only place now to really make a really good living. I mean, and Vince McMahon's the God. I mean, buying out WCW and that was. I thought that whole invasion stuff, that was the end, man. Because when I hear invasion, I hear Armageddon. I hear, oh, it's the end. Because what do you do? I mean, I just think that could have been done, a little better instead of like a draft from in Major League Baseball or whatever. That was kind of weird and like. I don't know. It was strange, man. I think the whole business is just. I don't know what's going to happen. 10 years from now, I can't tell you what it's going to be like, but we'll see, man. I think it's good that like Ring of Honor is established and really working hard because I know what it's like to put on a show. I know how much trouble and headache it is. So for people like that, I hear there's a lot of independence in this area. You know, that's trying to do shows and everything. And that's great. And it's got to get back to like that easier stuff, man. You can't kill you. You'll kill yourself, man, like doing some crazy, like getting speared off ladder match rails or whatever that was that I got speared off, and that crazy stuff. It's good that we're getting back to the more old school wrestling. I think we're kind of getting back to that slowly but surely.
If there was like a startup group, like maybe a TNA or Ring of Honor or any other indie that came to you and said, hey, we're going to make you the focal point, you're going to have booking power with us, do you think that's something that might start getting that passion going again that you had?
It possibly could, but like you mean like being the main guy or something, or getting
Or I mean, would it be tough since you would be in front of smaller crowds and you're used to the huge WWF production and stuff?
I actually watched that Genesis. The Teenage Genesis, I don't know if you've seen that. And I've been impressed with their video stuff that they've done, the packaging and all that. I thought it's really good and like that almost motivated. I mean, because I know I would be a big, I could help that out a lot, but I don't think, it's so hard to challenge. And it takes a lot of time to get up there at the point, where WWE is. I mean, God, man, they're worldwide and just so huge. Part of me wanted to do it. After I watched that, it almost made me, man, but I just got to do this music thing to really just see what's going on because if people don't like it, then I think I'll be wrestling for sure. But if it soars, I might not wrestle again. But I think it'll come back. It's kind of got to. JR thinks God would put me here to wrestle, and a lot of people do, and I know I'm good when I want to be, like, but right now I just still, I'm not the Jeff Hardy I used to be, like, in the ring. And, I mean, I think I'll get back to that eventually, but I just don't know when.
Are you feeling better now that you've taken time off?
Yeah,
like
I think
healing
this is
up?
what I needed too. Like, man, I don't know how long it's gonna be. Man, I feel great. And I've sold some paintings, man. I mean, as far as making money and getting by, like, I'm A-okay like that. And like, rumors don't bother me at all. Whatever people say on the internet, or like, if they say you fucked up, that don't faze me, man. It don't faze me at all. And I don't know when I'll go back to WWE, but I know I will. I do know I will.
Have there been any talks yet, or
Not with them. Well, I've talked to like wrestler. I keep in touch with like I say a lot of friends internationally, but not anybody in the office or nothing like that. But I know I'm welcome, back. It's just that I mean I got to be committed 100%, and I got to be on time. If I would have never been on time, if I would have never been late, man. I mean that's a big thing. You got to be on time. It's responsibility, and it's like a part of being an adult. And that's where I messed up. Wrecked my Corvette. I knew that was the last mistake that I made, but I needed it. I needed that to realize like what I love, and that is, wrestling. But I don't love it more than I love life. I think I said that last night. Like Matt loves it more than he loves life, because he's committed 100%. Man, that's what you got to do. And I'm just not that now. I'm not committed 100%. But it was cool to kind of do it independent, just because I do feel like a lot of people came to see me, like the little girls, and that's good, man. Just TV's so powerful, and to know that like I have a lot of fans out there is really, really cool.
one thing I noticed tonight is that you took the time, and it's very late right now, because you took the time and signed autographs for every fan. You would have signed autographs for every fan in the building, it seemed like.
Yeah, I would have, man. I seriously would have.
Yeah.
Because that's always been important to me, and like I know RVD's good about that. Like every now and then you'll catch him after the shows, like, and I've always tried to do that because without them, there's no us, man. No professional. And so I always try to do that. That's for sure. I don't know. I wonder what the you fucked up guys say about that. And, oh man, you pussy, you son of. You fucked up. But I thank them for coming, dude. I really do. And they're strange, man. I don't know if they want to like fight or what. But I thank them for coming.
Seems like that no reaction from the fans negative reaction is really going to get to you at all. Or
No, it don't get to me, man. It don't get to me at all, man. It trips me out to see what some people say. I think I mentioned this last night, but I sound like a pretty like serious Ring of Honor fan. It almost made me respond, like, because I was reading some of the things that people and some of the hype about me doing this show. What's this performance going to be like? Blah blah blah. What's it going to look like? And this is what somebody said something like this. My mom died like of cancer, like when I was 9. Matt was like 12, 13, something like that. They said, "Hey Jeff, in your book you say that your mom was proud of you. She's looking over you. Was she proud of you when you got released?" Oh shit! But I didn't say anything. It's hard when I don't want to respond and say. But it trips me out that some kid in their basement. That's their confidence, man. Typing on that computer, man, when they're not jacking off. And it trips me out, man.
Going back to the last few months, would you say how much of it was mentally and how much of it was physically that caused you leaving WWE? And would you say that right now mentally you're a lot better, and physically you're a lot better?
Yeah, I think so, man. I think mentally it was so hard mentally because I know that was God. It was a great job, man. And I landscaped before to make money, and I would make $300 a week, and just the money that can be made. It's a lot of traveling, don't get me wrong, but man, it's great, man. But then I also said, well, God, I'm getting older, because a lot of people talk about saving money and having it but to me, like, man, I just want to enjoy it. These are the best years of my life, man. And I don't want to, God, when I'm 60, I won't be able to do the things I can do now as far as athletically or outside, like riding a motorcycle and hobbies that I like now, and I just kind of felt like I was missing out on that because I didn't like want to wrestle all the time like a lot of guys do, and so I don't know. I don't know like what's going on, but I think it was a lot of mental like strain because just saying, God, what am I doing? I can't give this up. But then I would still change a flight just because I was home and I didn't want to leave. And I was like, God, I changed my flight. It was like April 7th, I think. My last match was when I wrestled The Rock, And it was like, it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't good. It could have been so much better. But I had a bad day that day, boy. Wrecked my Corvette, man, and going to the airport. And I changed my flight from that Sunday, so I knew that was it, man. I messed up for the last time. But, you know, we left on good terms, so.
Did you guys talk about that match with The Rock last night at all, or do you remember?
We didn't really talk about it.
I don't think
we didn't talk about it.
What was The Rock's reaction to the whole match and everything?
Oh, he was fine, man. My whole deal was, I think I'm good at getting sympathy, and I say this a lot, I shine when I sell, because I think a lot of people do pay to see me get my ass kicked because I do it, you know, good. And it's just I love it. That's my main, to me, my best selling is, I love it, man. It's such a big part of wrestling, and I love it, man. I really do. And, like, I think that's, The Rock knows that people, like, it's charisma, basically, a lot of charisma, let's say. Because, like, Johnny Ace, you know Johnny Ace. Johnny Ace, dynamic dude. He said that, you know, they can train guys, you know, and they can teach them how to wrestle, but they can't teach them how to have charisma. It's kind of a hard thing to teach, and that is something that I've had, you know, and I've just been able to make people like me. And it shows when, like, an Undertaker ladder match, like, and the one comeback I did, like, the fans are electric, man. Just the hope that they have inside of me winning, being the underdog, and man, that's a good thing to have, and I do have it, man. But man, Rock was just like, people love you, and man, you're good at that, and he knows. We've talked about music too, because he actually comes in with a guitar like these days. Cause he plays it like some jazzy stuff or something. But I was the first one ever walking. He says I was the first one ever walking into WWF with a guitar, and that was kind of because that kind of got some bad looks anyway. Like, oh, what are you concentrating on? Because we'd be playing guitar in the locker room and stuff and learning. But then Rock came walking in with the guitar, and I was like, yeah, next. And he just said basically, because I felt bad after I said, man, this could have been so much better. And honestly, I thought they were going to extend the whole thing after the day, because I didn't get to the building until like 5 o'clock. Because when I wrecked my Corvette, man, I mean, naturally I missed my flight. So I thought they were going to not even do it, but they still done it. And that was kind of a good match too, to be my last match though. I mean, but I think I'll be able to redeem myself one of these days.
How did the agents and Vince McMahon and everybody react?
They were fine. I mean, they weren't really. It was kind of quiet. It wasn't like a Vince saying good job," because I mean, they know it. I know it could have been better. But I think they kind of knew what I was feeling, and they've been great, man. Like JR was so great. He worked with me, man. Like let me off every other weekend, you know, when I want some time off and everything. And he was great, man. So nothing. I don't complain about any of that. And like it was all on me. I'm all to blame. And I take all the blame for like. And I'm being honest when I say I just don't. I mean, I don't feel it like I used to. And wanting to wrestle. So I think they knew what was going on, man. And like. It wasn't like after a TLC match when it's like, oh my God, good match. You know, it was kind of like, thank you. That was it.
Did they ever say anything to you like, hey, you know, if you get your act together and start coming here on time and everything, you're going to be in for a bigger singles push? Or?
No, never nothing like that. Like, I don't know what goes on. We talked about this last night about like when I won the Intercontinental Belt and how it looks like something would, you know, happen. Like I'd be doing some pretty good stuff after that, like as far as being more of a mainstreamer or whatever. But then it kind of, and at that time we were still doing Hardy Boy stuff, and I wasn't being late because that was one thing that was good about doing Hardy Boy stuff. Matt was good about getting me out of bed, making sure I was on time. But yeah, it's like trying to figure out the stars, man. I'll never understand it, why they do the things they do, and like what it takes to, you know, be a mainstreamer. Because this is man, we talked about this too. I think the Stone Cold Steve Austin, the Triple H match, is that man, we were so excited that was going to be a long, carried out, you know, feud. Nothing, man, and we don't know if it was Stone Cold that said something like, "Oh, you wouldn't work with the boys, they ain't ready," or we don't know if Triple H said they ain't ready. We don't know what, you know. It's hard. You can't know. There's no way to know. But the matches were great, and people were, God, people enjoyed it, man.
Is it that kind of frustrating stuff that killed your passion?
I think that's a lot of it, man. And I would present like a lot of crazy like spots that people like wouldn't even take the time to listen to, man. Like, and that gets real when you take the time to really brainstorm and like want to do something different, man. And then it feels kind of good when you think of something, oh, that could work, and then you go, tell the Dudleys and Edge and Christian, and then it's like, that's crazy. You know, that was a big part of, like, that was very frustrating. And I mean, I'm gonna start, like, I should have taken like action figures just to show the motion of like what I seen in my head to show them, man, because that would frustrate the hell out of me, man. When something that I thought I felt good and felt safe about it, but they thought I would break my neck, and so that just really frustrated me a lot.
It seems like that the artistic side of wrestling, just like with the music and the pain and everything, is very important to you. Do you think that maybe the WWE tried to hold down that artistic side and tried to get you to fit some kind of a mold or anything?
Well, they had spoke like about the music, and this was when SmackDown Records was going on. I mean, I thought something would happen with that, but as I don't even, it's like 6 feet deep now, and I think they were just, I don't know why they wouldn't do that, man. Because I was thinking they might just let me not wrestle and still be like under, with the power they have promoting wise and like getting my shit, you know, out there. I thought they would help me out with that, man. But evidently, like, I guess I talked to Jim Johnson on the phone, the guy that makes all the music. I guess he's hard to work with, and it's kind of just like his way or no way, and nothing ever happened with that. So, I mean, that's going to be definitely like on my own. But I wish it could have, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, kind of still been under contract with WWE, but just not wrestling, doing entertainment, doing music. But, I mean, it didn't. So, I'll never know really why that didn't happen, for sure.
Yeah. And in the ring, was there like ever any like artistic things that tried to hold you back from doing, like just like those new moves?
No, I've seen a lot of things that people say that they held me back from doing a style, and that's why I got kind of mad or frustrated because they wouldn't let me do my style. But then they never really. I mean, there were some things that they would not let me do because they thought they were dangerous or risky, but they were always pretty like. They would present a lot of things and ask me if I could do it, like ideas they had. You think you can do it? And, you know, I would say yay or nay, and like, but no, they never really like held me back. Matt was the one that always do that, really. Like, even before he went to SmackDown, and there was a time when he was just doing some heat stuff, and I was the one on Raw, and then just one-on-one Hardy on Raw. And Matt was still like, he would come, because I would always go to him because he's a genius, man. He's got a great brain for wrestling, man, to put matches together. I would always go to him and ask him what he thought I should do, and he would give me advice, and he would always kind of, you know, help me out with that. But yeah, no, it was.
Is there anybody in WWE or on the Indies or anywhere that you haven't had the chance to really work a program with that you would like to?
Number one, I think, and on man, Rey Mysterio is probably the main guy I would really like to. Because it was cool watching Matt and him, like at WrestleMania, and just the things that they did on SmackDown. So yeah, and I love him to death. He's a great dude. So I'd like to definitely do that sometime.
What about any independent talent that's caught your eye or anything? I know AJ Styles is a friend of yours.
Yeah, AJ's great. Paul, who's in that man?
Paul London.
Man, I think he's going to do so good for himself. And that was cool. This was his last match here, right? And that was cool. They allowed him to do. I taught him for a little bit before his match, and he's going to do real good, man. Anybody that can do a backflip and the comeback at the end of the night, every time they throw a drop kick, is very talented. He's going to do. Yeah, he's a good dude.
Okay. Do you have anything else?
What do you feel about the WWE writers that are not really in the business and they don't really know the business, but they're still writing for the company?
I think that it's like, I don't know. I wonder who wrote that about JR again, because I just thought that was ridiculous, man. And I mean, a lot of them they're cool guys, and I'll say hey to them when I walk in, when I was there, and like, but I think a lot of the stuff is screwed up just because they really don't. I don't know how long they've been fans or anything. I don't know what they wrote before they wrote wrestling, but they write some screwed up stuff sometimes, but then, you know, they do good stuff sometimes. It's kind of stuff, but I think it'd be a lot better if they kind of knew what it was like to, you know, knew more about the whole, you know, business, and knew about taking bumps and all that, and like psychology, everything. But it's hard to, because you got to be breakthrough, and like doing stuff new is so hard these days. Like even what to wear. I mean, it's so hard to be different, man, because so much has been done. It's a challenge. So the writing team, I think there's like, I don't know if there's too many like writers. There's a lot of writers, man, and I feel that Vince has to clear almost everything, like no matter what they brainstorm or come up with. I know he can't, you know, okay everything, but I think he pretty much knows what's going through a whole TV. And I don't believe that at all about people kissing up to the writers, and then that's kind of crazy to me. I've never believed that, man, because a lot of people said that back when Edge and Christian won the match in Raleigh, the match we should have won in our hometown, the second TLC match, and the big deal was like Edge and Christian kissed the head of Brian's ass, and that's why they're the champs. And I don't think that's the reason at all, because I don't think they have that power. Like, I don't think, if somebody kisses their ass, they can say, yeah, Vince knows that. I don't think they have that much pull, man, or control.
How do you rate yourself as a worker?
Now, like, between like 1 and 10, or now 5, man. 5 now. I like a very potential 10. But yeah, now, not now, because I mean, I would. You got to wrestle every match as if it was your last, man. Like, and I do always have that. I never have like fear. I do have fear, but I try to, when people hear me, they probably, that's that crazy dude, man. He's crazy. 5. Yes, 5. And I could be a 10 again, I think. But yeah, I mean, I know I'm not like what I used to be, for sure. And just because I don't know why, I can't really explain it. But I know I'm good when I want to be, and yeah, that's that.
Last
5.
question is any regrets?
No, man. My life is beautiful. My life's great. My life is the.
Cool.
Oh man, my life is great. It is great, and I mean, I just want to. Whoever watches this, man, my life is great, and I am happy, and I can't complain. And whoever said that shit about my mom, like, I know your mom in your book. You said your mom's proud of you, for what you've done. Is she proud that you got released? Fuck you, dog. I hope you fucking get a disease or some shit, and cancer takes over your body, and you die. Because you shouldn't say shit like that, man. You shouldn't say shit like that. And I'm telling you, man, it's gonna come back on you. You motherfucker. It's gonna come back on you.
Well, thanks again for being here this weekend with us.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much.